the fifth settlement. It looks like SoCal, which Egypt does not look like SoCal in general. So if you kind of go with what I'm saying, I'm born in Alexandria, so I love that. Moved here when I was 4 years old, so I'm not technically born here, obviously, but I haven't been to Alexandria, man, since 2007, and I've been hurting to go back for a hot minute. I heard they changed a lot about that city, so I'm kind of excited to see it, Joey.
Yeah, that'd be
2 o'clock.
Is it?
Yeah, man.
Time flies when you're having fun, man. It was a banger. Bye, Jody. But Adam James, of course I want to watch your stuff. It's more or less the short form content, and obviously the comparison, I think, within social media is what makes it really, really difficult. There's obviously big time upsides to having some of these platforms, but I think
contact with family,
exactly,
like,
friends and family and stuff. But it's the consistent comparison to which is really hard to determine if it's reality or not. I'm referring
100%.
to Instagram of
100%.
Like the lifestyle.
How much cap on there? Right, setting up,
private jets and all of
that.
Like
you can
every other person's on a private jet somehow and stuff like that. So, anyways, yeah, fantastic one. Need us not take any more time from the individuals to our right. I know we're already getting in trouble. I'm getting, you know, when you're doing a comedy show and they want you off the stage, they put the red light up there.
Yeah. Or you get the hook.
That's what Assassino's doing to us right now. So we'll props that up. We'll be sure to send it over to the boys. Fantastic day.
Take care, guys.
What was the show?
It's like the Muppets, or was it the Muppets?
It was the Muppets.
Where they pull the guy
Yeah,
off
they
the
had
stage.
the...
It's like a cane.
Yeah, the cane. That's what it is. They had the cane and the Muppets.
And they pull you right off there, right? So that's what we're doing right there.
Don't act like you don't know the Muppets, Sharif.
It was those old guys. Wasn't it the old grouchy guys at the opera?
The two best characters, man.
Statler and Waldorf.
No, yeah, exactly. These guys, yeah.
100%. The dudes from Trading Places are based on the two Muppet guys.
Yeah, those guys are the best.
100%.
Cudlow and Kramer over there.
Oscar the Grouch Chappelle stand-up. Come on, man. So that's aces.
Sharif is saying the Oscar the Grouch episode of Chappelle.
No, I'm good. Thank you. See ya.
Yes.
Please don't talk to us without a mic on, okay? You know what I'm saying?
I know. No one...
You're my boy.
Okay. Well, maybe people heard that then.
Yeah, you're lucky, though.
I don't know.
I get warned about 3 times a day to stop doing that.
You got to have the mic on.
Well, because I come back, I sit down, and these guys are like, hey, Katina Man's back, and everything. And they're like, hey, what do you got short? And I tell them, and then all of a sudden I get a note like, hey, stop talking to these guys. Oh, my God. Yeah, no, we're having a lot of fun back in here. I don't know, I have the Palantir hat on. I'm not really sure why. Went for a walk outside. It was really nice. I think, why not just check out Palantir? Is it up today? Okay, well, then maybe that's why. 176 and change. Ooh, okay. This is actually looking real nice, like on Palantir right here, actually. Bouncing off the 200 period moving average, trying to get a little high to the high side right there. So yes, Palantir is a real one there today. And you know what, man? We got to slap a fail and flush ourselves down the toilet for early trading. Okay, I think the next time I just have to cut my mic or something early. If I'm in a position before 9:35, do not follow me in it or do not do anything. I should just punch out of it immediately. And that's sort of been the case. I actually looked. We're running perfect this month, all green days this month. And it's just like we started off just really sour there with that 110 short. Like all of a sudden CoreWeave just really bumped and it just kept on going, man. And IREN had a bid under it, so did CoreWeave. Nebius, we talked about that. There was some other, AMD had a bid underneath it and everything. But then you know what we wound up doing? We just wound up chilling out and waited until at least maybe this is 5 or 6 minutes until we had some sort of a top there, follow the futures a little bit, and down goes Fraser, right? And so we finally found that short, and it was actually a 20, I think it was this, it was a 25 period break, 1 minute, 25 period moving average break that was actually up here at the time, I believe anyways. And there's the move down. We can go back and watch when we actually took it, but that was 9:45. So all we had to wait was 20 minutes, and then it's like, there it goes, right? We were actually able to hold a little bit to the downside and hold a little bit more here. I was bidding 107, but now I figured, I put the stop, just so you guys know, I put the stop at 109.20, so a break of this 200 period moving average. And then, you know, we're right back into this name as well. We actually got green, so thankfully on the TQs, remember we were saying that this was our worst stock of the day, was trading the TQQs. Well, we got green on it, so that was really good. And it's position pending, holding on to this one right now. Another short off the top. So short, again, look where we're involved in, a little bit too early there. That starts at 9:36, 9:37. crushed on the early take, waited for it to settle. This one took about till 10:30. Tried it again small there, then tried the short in the market. Now we bring it back down to the downside. So yeah, a little bit of just back and forth trading there today. Oh yeah, and then we lost on SpaceX, which was kind of like we had the long there, and then we had the long, and then it broke 140, and I got out. Well, the low of the day is 139.80s. So yeah, we missed it by about 20 cents. If we stop out a little bit better, then we probably have this trade. But yeah, that's trading for you, right? You're gonna make some decisions, and it's all good right now. So we'll
Like reloading Bitcoin down here is a mistake.
Oh, okay, yeah, Bitcoin 63 too.
I swear to
not a bad
honestly,
level,
there's
63.
like 5 times as many flies.
Oh, the flies are ridiculous. I'm gonna go on Amazon tonight. Joe is
Honestly,
literally boxing them over there as we speak.
It's ridiculous.
Over there, you know. I think Sharif had one because it was some protein. I think he had.
I don't think you guys see. You guys probably don't
Flies,
see them
good
like
protein.
flying around.
Good protein. The flies.
You just can't open windows.
He did,
doors.
Joseph. Take it easy over there, my guy.
Anyways, I bet a bet is like 1 or 2 cents away from stopping at that bottom. Like, to me, I'll echo the too early. Like yesterday, see the thing is yesterday, I said 36.5 and then shorted the lower high on IBIT. So like because that worked, I end up like getting in early instead of waiting for 36.25, which we said today. And then it's like once, twice, thrice, and then the 4th time it goes. The 5th time doesn't look like it's gonna work down here, but this is like the consolidation under the prior low trade. And really that was a breakdown. Obviously. So that one I'm in. We're in Hertz from VWAP. Yesterday was a 15. And then Hertz just went into this is the volume weighted average price. Oh, and if you're wondering what happened to Hertz in the middle of the day, Bill Ackman pulled out. Or, I mean, that's the wrong way. That's poor phrasing. Bill Ackman and Pershing Square exited their position in Hertz and said so on some kind of a conference call. The stock waited 5 minutes and then dropped. If we ever see this again, it was 3 cents from the high of the day. If I ever hear that news again, and I'm like, why isn't the stock moving? You just might as well just go short, put a stop 3 cents higher, and then if it flushes on the news, great. If it goes up, you lose 3 pennies. And so what? You almost never get to trade news that way. So that was obviously a mistake to not take advantage of that when Ackman and Pershing Square left Hertz. I feel like they bought something. What did they buy today? Netflix, right? Was it anybody else? Is it just Netflix that they bought?
They added 6 positions. Weirdly, both MasterCard and Visa, some companies I've never heard of.
Ooh, MasterCard and Visa.
Netflix by far, I think, the most notable. But if you guys are interested in more, they do have, as he always has, incredibly long descriptions of why he got involved in everything. I'm trying to make an infographic about the Netflix buy in particular, but I have to read through this whole thing first, so we'll see how I fare.
I like to put that from the window to the wall on the Bill Ackman there at some point on Netflix. I was going to say, I
got Pity Pablo in my head. Not that song.
Damn it, it's going to happen tomorrow. Yeah, I was just thinking that we could find out because I think most people, a lot of people are shareholders of Netflix. It would be interesting to see what.
Yeah, I'd love to hear it.
Okay.
Maybe it makes me like it more.
I hold you to your word over there. We got a promise from Adira. So yeah, look, I'd be interested to hear about what that Netflix story is, what the bull case for that is. And again, remember, like this is just activism. So you never know where
it's his own book and
what the reasons, purposes are for those. But okay, so we'll get that going here. Sometimes it's just like a quick 20% or something. They want a board seat or whatever, and then forces the board to rethink and whatever. We can talk more about that in a minute because I don't really know the situation with that specific company. But the TQs doesn't. So we did short up there again. Just want to talk about it because we'll just it's futures. It's not. This is the NASDAQ 100, and what it is a triple levered. So the NASDAQ right here down 1.15. This particular instrument is 3 times that. And of course, we actually talk about Beta Pro also here on. Oh, my bad, Andre. I got to get to something in a second. This is Beta Pro's TQQQs as well over here in Toronto. So if you guys are looking to trade some Toronto names, you could definitely have a look over at the TQQQs. And if you've also suffered from concussions, I think it's very important that you have a quick look at OGEN, symbol OGEN, on the NYSE American. This company has now activated its phase 2A clinical trial in the lovely country of Australia, with its first site fully operational and patient dosing expected soon. They're developing ONP-002, look that up, an intranasal treatment targeting concussion and mild traumatic brain injuries, an area where there are currently no FDA-approved therapies. Alongside that, Origenics has spent the past year strengthening its balance sheet, raising capitals, and resolving liabilities, and restoring exchange compliance. The focus now shifts to execution, with clinical progress underway and additional CNS assets under evaluation. Go give them a check. It's ticker OGEN on the NYSE American, and we want to thank them for their continued sponsorship.
Yeah, shout out to OGEN.
But yeah, many different ways to trade the futures, including different ETFs. So this is one by Beta Pro, and this is a TQQ in Toronto. So just, you know, if you're here and you have cash on the Canadian side of things, you can trade that one. There's also SpaceX, like SPCX.
Oh,
this is where I own the stock as well.
There's a good one.
There, 2.3 million shares. So
you've got the leveraged bullish oil.
yes, there's a couple ones
That's
that are
the HOU with energy going to be in play. HOU is going to be outside moves. Ooh, I guess obviously. See, look at that. I pull it up. We weren't even talking about oil. Pull that one up. You can see it headed to the downside. Obviously, 3.6%. And then so you look at USO, and there's your 1.8-ish, 1.89, based on the last tick. So yeah, we're losing. Shouldn't say we're losing the bid, but we're pulling back here in oil. Wonder if that's going to do anything for said market. 2 New York Cent is saying, oh, you can say the same about SMCI. Yeah, SMCI and Intel. Difference between SMCI and Intel, 2 New York Cent, is, you know, we like VWAP on the show.
No,
See,
we do? What is VWAP?
I don't know what VWAP is. It's a line on a chart. Here, I'll show the 15-minute. This is Intel. See this resistance at 103? Do you know why this is probably the biggest fail of the day? I'm not saying that's not the biggest move. There's plenty of things that probably moved more than Intel that you can make an argument. But if you just pull up this chart and zoomed out, which I'm going to admit I don't think, I feel like if I had, at least I would have been looking at Intel today, but I don't think I did. 103, this breakout was very clean, and it's consolidating over it, whereas SMCI is a bit of a different story. Like SMCI broke out days ago and is kind of like riding the 1, 2, third day pullback kind of thing. It's very almost parabolic, and it's under VWAP in here. So they're not necessarily built the same. It's a gorgeous looking daily chart, but that's like extending on a break, whereas Intel is kind of weaseling its way into one. And SMCI is just going parabolic. Davis in the chat just saying meat group. What are we talking about? Not Beyond Meat. Oh, which, by the way, we got something wrong about Beyond Meat yesterday, which I'm going to correct live on air. We had said Beyond Meat was doing a reverse split 1 for 30, effective today. Well, it's apparently effective as of 11:59 today. So if you're excited for Beyond Meat to trade at $12, I can't imagine you are, but if you are excited for Beyond Meat to trade at $12, that will be tomorrow's session, not today's. It's still a 42-cent
I have
struggling stock.
New position. IREN. Look at this move. What the heck? What in the? What
All the way back?
I'm trying to leave this for Fabian. What in the?
What the hell is even that?
Okay, so yeah, I don't know what is even that, but IREN was upside. Yeah, Joe, believe it or not. And then now it is downside.
Get that chicken.
Right here. So I'm gonna give it a shot. Crazy. I don't know for how long this shot will be viable, but we're gonna give it one right into here around, and I just put the stop like pretty tight, man, 44.25. So there we go. We have a position. It's 44.45 right now. So we're in the money 4 cents. Doesn't matter. I'm thinking that we can get back up here at least 44.80, which puts us basically 1-to-1 against just 44.25. I don't know. We have the 200 period moving average right here on a 5-minute. If that's not, again, it's just the fact that it's lining up with this level right there, yesterday's top spots for IREN before we went on that little run. So I was going to say like that's 40. That right there is 44.20. That little wick high is 44.30. So I'm going to split the difference and go 44.25 and see if we can hold out on IREN there. Try to give it about 20. Well, it's be 20 cents. You know, let's go down. Well, it's fine. Let's just go. Let's go with it and see what winds up happening with IREN. See if it does have a little bit of a bounce higher right here for this position. So we're going to give it a go here on IREN and just see, you know, what winds up happening with this name, okay? So IREN looking decent here, hopefully anyways, on a move higher off of what was yesterday's support, you know, into resistance, yesterday's resistance into today's support. So we'll see if IREN wants to work, man. It's 10 cents in the money right now.
Birdman with a super chat here. I'm surprised. I can't believe IREN pulled that.
Back
It was like that thing was on such a run this morning. It was like an unbelievable long. It felt like it was going to pull like a CoreWeave and Nebius kind of move from yesterday, but obviously it didn't. Birdman's up 50%. Wix, holder, bail, and capture profit. So you're playing. I mean, look, you're playing options, I assume, because I don't think it hasn't doubled. I mean, a 50%. So you gotta have a perfect entry off the lows, I'm guessing, in here. We can only ever tell you what I look at here, and really, if you get a move like this into the 200 period moving average, I love that to take profit. I remember when Brian Shannon kind of convinced me when I was in your swing trade, it's in a downward slope, make sure you're taking profit at resistance levels. So resistance was here in 75 to 80 and the 200 period. Why not? But again, it's your trade. I don't know your risk to reward. I don't know your time frame. I just know that it's trying to break trend. It hasn't really overtly done so until it takes that 200 period. Wix they don't report or anything, I don't think, this week. They must have already reported, because I don't see a reporting date. Because that could be like a time target to get into, I suppose. But thanks for the super chat there.
People in the islands, I believe, Neil, say everything I read.
Everything I read.
Everything I read with IREN right there. Oh boy, Stone Cold is very excited about this one, man. Stone Cold's got those Budweisers to the head right now. But there it goes. I mean, this is 2 minutes ago. And I'm really glad that the machines are watching our show, and creating this to happen. But there it goes right into the upside. And this is exactly what we were thinking. So there we go, man. Long 45s into 75. That's 30 cents. Our stop was 20 cents. So there we go, man. It's just a little bit of fun we're having right here, of course, as we go again. But there goes IREN. Thank you so much, IREN. I'm gonna run to the bank on this one because this is a good little level here at 75. It's not printing me. There it is. We get out there a little bit on the NASDAQ there. So a good little move higher for that name. Okay, here we go again. Okay, hey, I'll take an 80. Okay, IREN, I'll do it. I'll take an 80 again. So that's a nice little move there to the high side for IREN. So everything BIRE right now on the show, up now 2% on IREN as that just runs higher. Instantly going to one of the top stocks for me today. We haven't had, the greatest amount of luck trading. Oh, it's from the desk to the window to the wall. Adara goes quickly today, but I hope you guys had a little bit of fun. Yeah, exactly. Hope you guys had a little bit of fun with us so far here as we continue to enjoy the show. And you guys, if you guys are enjoying it, you like this IREN trade, Neil's got a couple trades on Hertz is in there. Yeah, hit the like, hit the subscribe.
Don't forget Chop It for Charity.
Yeah, Chopped It for Charity happening right now as well. Go get those notes. Link in description on that.
Yeah, that's right.
You can see it in the chat as well. So
longs work better when you have green on. So I've been told.
All right, let's go up to the desk.
Should find a long.
Let's go to the wall with Adara.
That's right.
Here's today's segments of To the Window, to the Wall, where I pull up an infographic window and we talk about it on the wall. Now, I said I didn't have an Ackman infographic ready, and I didn't. I made this in like 5 minutes so that we could talk about this on the wall. I may update this before I post it and add some cute logos or whatever, but here's the infographic right now. So this is a look at the year-to-date performance and Q2 performance of all of these Ackman holdings. Now, you might be like, Adara, where'd you get this info from? He provides it all in the Pershing Square earnings report, which is how I have this. And if you're thinking, wow, a lot of these names are red, you're correct. This is a really bad look for Ackman and Pershing Square. So let's get into it here. You've got Uber, Brookfield Asset Management, Microsoft, Meta, QSR, that's restaurant brands, shout out to Tim Hortons, Amazon, Howard Hughes, which is the company that Ackman thought would make him the new Berkshire Hathaway, and I am not joking. You've got Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, yikes, Visa, MasterCard, Netflix, and SPGI, that is S&P Global. He also added Alcon and another company as well, neither of the Intercontinental Group, so ICE, Intercontinental Exchange, neither of those were added during Q2. They were added after Q2, so their performances weren't included here, but he did add 6 names in total. So let's get into this. So year to date, and this is just how they're performing for his company here. Uber was flat in the quarter, but down about 10% year to year. Brookfield Management and Microsoft down slightly year to year, but decent Q2 performance. Then you got Meta down year over year. Restaurant brands actually not bad here. I mean, we know Amazon had a great quarter. Year-to-date performance not doing too great here. Howard Hughes actually doing quite well for them on Q2, and then we don't need to talk about Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac. These guys are basically just how they've performed since he's added them. So you've got Visa and MasterCard holding up pretty well. Again, they were added just last quarter. Netflix and SPGI, not so much, although I think his announcement of getting into Netflix probably helped Netflix a little bit. So yeah, this visual is going to be available at XTTV Research. I'd like to say tomorrow. I am working on another infographic, as I mentioned, that specifically just tracks and explains the Netflix investment, because he wrote a whole bunch about that. I want to read it and understand it better before I start making the infographic. But basically, he explains not only why he got involved this time, the reasons that made them buy and then sell Netflix back in 2022. So it should be a good read, but certainly not something that I want to rush into an infographic over until I've properly digested it. You can digest this infographic hopefully very soon, like I said, probably tomorrow. But in the meantime, that was today's segment of To the Window, To the Wall. Please check us out on XTTV Research if you want more infographic goodness. And in the meantime, I'll send you over to Sean and to Neil.
He should probably have bought IREN instead of Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac. What the? I would
never heard of
swear to
IREN.
God, I swear that I read something saying he was doing better this year, but I obviously incorrect. I had no idea. Like he's getting crushed this year. I thought he was doing way better than that.
Yeah,
maybe I don't want his bull case for Netflix.
Well, yeah, no. I mean, I'd be interested to hear it, but you might be right. It might not be.
I thought he was
that
doing
relevant
way better this year.
after all. Yeah, there goes IREN again, and now 65 cents. So, a 3-to-1 trade in 5 minutes right there. Like, sometimes it's lucky. We talk about this all the time. Like, I have no idea what sort of sparked this kind of a move there in IREN, right? But okay, it doesn't really matter. We take the trade. It's a winning one right now, and it's IREN. So let's go. I feel pretty good about it. So that's a nice move to the high side, and thank you so much for that. Did I put this up already? From Yannick. So, thank you, Yannick, for that comment there. And I hope you had it. Or if not, whatever. We'll look to put on some more for everybody very, very soon, of course, as we continue to go. So, yeah, fun times all abound. There goes IREN up. Nice trade there. Okay. Other than that, the TQs, this is starting just to do its own thing here, it looks like a little bit. So we'll have to just, again, a pretty good short that we just put on, again, just before we came on air, 130, short to the downside here for the TQQQs. So, just trying to let this one go a bit, see where we get going off of it. So TQQQs right now downside into the 200 period moving average. You have Rocket Lab up, but
Chain Reactor, it'll break 100 at some point. Don't say it'll never break it again. I'm willing to. That's the thing. Like if you say something like that, it's
tough.
Like come on. It's at $80 after dropping to 150 and has been making a bid. It actually doesn't look that bad, except for the looming death cross on the daily. I'd be remiss if I didn't say it's about today. It looks like it's going to get a death cross if it holds down here. The 50's crossing the 200 on the daily, but the other way to look at it is it's trying to regain both moving averages. It got SpaceX. What are you gonna do?
Ooh, SpaceX.
They got SpaceX. SpaceX made the high on. Well, we'll look at the day that it turned around, June 16th, right? So June 16th is the day that SpaceX started turning around, and lo and behold, it was already pulling back. But if you look at June 16th is when it rolled over, and it's catching a bid with SpaceX. So I would look at those levels. What did I say? The 16th was in here somewhere. Yeah, like 110, and then this resistance. Like I think that's a spot that it could get to. I mean, that said, it's probably going to go as the leader of the group goes with SpaceX. Sorry to say it. It's not like the memory names. The thing with the memory names is they're all on somewhat equal footing and can all push things around together. And no, Rocket Labs, ASTS, they're so infinitesimally small compared to SpaceX that they're likely to just sort of follow suit. Right? I got a bit of a reprieve here, I think, momentarily. For IBIT. So the bottom end of the range is the high 60s. The low of the day is 35.5. Just going to reload, look for the low. With Hertz, we're trying to get one more fill before the low of the day, and that could even be a bigger move to the downside. And the other thing I got on the mind is SMCI. It's really slow.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Just for
very
effect.
Dramatic there, yeah.
Well, you know what? It's got a lot of
yesterday's
letters.
number one stock. We didn't trade it today, though. Did we trade it? No. Darn it.
I liked, well, I mean, put it in the note. I think I said 37 because I simply liked this 37 level. It closed at 37.6. It was simply a breakout trade. It was never a true dip buy, realistically. Like this wick underneath the pre-market low, that's not even 930. That actually happened before the market opened. When the market opened, it just instantly shot up. It was at 38 when the market opened, and it just shot higher on this bad boy. But you know, I look at this, it's double bottom at 39.5. So I'd like to see it try to take out this local high here at 39.8 and then play into the volume weighted average price. So let's see if it can do it. Obviously, I want it to break this consolidation up. If it breaks it down, I mean, if you were looking short, then that would be like a short entry. I'm looking for that little bit of a bounce play on SMCI. Another super chat from Mr. Smelly Balls. Okay.
I mean, yeah, I go to the gym, have showers. I mean,
Yeah.
I feel like if that's your nickname, you might want to.
Okay.
I want to get that checked
That's
out
fine.
a little bit.
I mean, to each,
somewhere.
love the show, watch daily. We appreciate you. Awesome cast. Like, seriously, that's one way to get our attention. Sean, can you describe how you normally
I
average
don't
down?
really. Yeah.
Oh my
That's
goodness.
a funny one. Can you describe how you normally average down?
Come
A
on, man.
co-share size of 1K. Average down. Oh, it's like you're in trouble and you're taking a position. I mean, I can show you, like, I can explain to you sort of what I'm trying to do. And at the end of the day, I mean, we can all pick and choose. Like, if we're going to look at the TQQs, that's $76, right? And so I just feel like when you're going to average into something, it's important that you do it against some sort of a level that you think could hold. So like yesterday morning, 76 was the top right into there. So as we're get the idea, that's what I sort of short average in. Like I don't ever start at 76. Like I started here 75, 80 and eventually got stopped out 30 cents above that level. And then even into here too, we were using, at this point it was the high of the day where we got stopped out right into there. So I don't really, it's not like a specific strategy. Like this one, I would have averaged in until we get to, again, my stop out. And it's just, if you're going to use 1,000 shares, 10 shares, it doesn't, I honestly think 3 or 4 times, and most textbooks, which I don't read anyways, will tell you that you don't really, averaging in more than once, maybe twice is, the maximum that you should be doing at any given time. I don't necessarily think that that's true. It's just a matter of, if you're going to take 1,000 share default and like right into here, your first position, I think should be 500, so then I would say 250, 250 and then out. So I would say 2 average-ins, 3 average-ins is probably about right, So, and then most of the time when I'm getting back in, it's because I've gotten out here and taken profit and then just kind of putting those shares back in against that same level again. So it's not really, for me, it's not really a science. So I think it's just if you have an area that you're concerned with. I mean, I think a good example would be CoreWeave as well. So like right into here, once we finally had, and I didn't take 1,000 shares of CoreWeave here, but once you have, and again, the default is irrelevant when this explanation, is once you have these kind of top ticks right there, you can start to begin to say, okay, I'm going to be getting out once we tick that high. And so how much am I comfortable with early? And then if it goes against me, will I have that 1,000 shares at that point stopped out for 30-cent hit, so $300? Like, is that something that your account can hold before you eventually get stopped out? So I would just say, like, I think 3 times averaging in would be, something like no more, like a no moss situation where you put your hands up and say, okay, you know what, like I'm tapped out now. It's too many times that I've averaged into this stock. And but again, it's all about having an out. So if you have an out, then the averaging in is easy. It just sucks when you get stopped out.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, if you have an out, then you just like if you're willing to lose $100 and you're going long at $10 in front of a $10 level, you're stopping out at 99, and you want to have like 1,000 shares, you just simply do the math. I can have 1,000 shares at 10.10. That's the price. So how you get to the 1,000 shares at 10.10 is that almost doesn't matter so long as you don't have more than that. Your risk ends up being what you want. The real problem that happens for averaging down, I've seen it when you see it with traders all the time over 20 years. It's not about how many times. It's the fact that instead of, they know they want to do that, but instead they end up with 2,000 shares instead of 1,000 when it gets to there, even though they only wanted to risk that one. It's just, it just comes down to how much you want to lose on the trade and how much and where that stop ends up being placed. So thank you for the question. And hey, sometimes you just got to have a really creative name to get your question answered. And
or just ask a question while answering.
Or that's the thing. You really don't have to have a creative name. You just have to. And it's a good question. I think it's
I
it's
think
perfectly
averaging
fine.
is what people always struggle. I struggle with it too. I was going to say the minute you start to get like I was always talking about like that spidey. I used to talk about it anyways. You get that spidey sense, which is actually pretty, topical now. And you get that feeling like, oh man, I shouldn't be doing this. Then you should probably not. That's like my biggest advice. Like if you're getting feeling like, oh my God, this IREN's really running against me. And a good example there earlier was also CoreWeave. Like this just started getting bad, and then we had to leave it. Like I left it from basically 112.50 all the way to 116 because our out was 112. We tried it again, it busted our face, and then we had to wait. So we waited like that 10 minutes or 15 minutes until it eventually settled down. And every day we're gonna have multiple examples. Like I said, I came in today and Adara was like, hey, where's the dollar clubs? And then this is $9, right? Like you have no idea what's gonna come from your trade. So I always think that averaging out is also something that I need to work on, and everybody does for everything. TQs went down, so we got a little bit more out. IREN just hovering around this level, so I just took a couple more outs here on IREN as well. So, and again, like if you look in reverse engineering, looks like to be the top in and around here, right? Maybe it's some garbage up here, 45.50, but we'll look at that again. Okay, so here's another example. What's up, cheese ball? Actually, I love cheese balls.
You know what?
Honestly, those
I had the
Person ones or whatever they're called. Those are good.
I had some the other day, and all I could remember thinking was these don't taste the same as when I was a kid. I don't know what it is, but they were not the same as when I was. It was the cheese. What are the main brand called? They were not the same. I swear they didn't taste like they did when I was a kid. I wasn't a fan of it
more
for some
preservatives
reason.
and everything.
Anyway,
so here's another example of averaging in. Actually, I should have used this one on that question. So we wrote down 141 on the note, right? We went back and we saw the level from yesterday, 141, and maybe we can show it this way. Okay, I'll take one. I'll take them all.
What is that?
Right, thank you. I told Ramin that I really love you can have one, the falafel. The falafel is actually really good here. So I saw Ramin's lunch over there and I was like, oh man, we got some dried up chicken. And I actually liked the falafel that she got, right? The chicken was really pretty dry. So I told her I stole one of her falafels. And then she says, I'll take them all. And I said, no, what are you talking about? Like,
get out of here, fly.
It's your food.
If you let
Brendan has ordered fly traps. We requested
Okay, good.
The humane ones. So, so we'll wait. I don't know if they're humane or not. I had to say that. I don't want.
Yeah, because I don't know what a humane fly trap
I don't want
is.
people to write in over here. All right, so SpaceX. Anyways, what we were talking about there was 141. So we kind of looked over here. This is the 141 area. So it was the high. It was these little dip down zones right into there. It coincides with that low right there, 141. So I didn't want to hold it too far against me on that 141, if I keep saying it maybe. But so there it is. There's the first takeout, 141.20. So I feel like I'm doing exactly what I said I was doing on this trade. So we take it a little bit early, then we get 141s, then we get 140.50, and then my stop was 140. So once it broke 140, that was about I think at that point it was probably about I think it was a 65-cent hit or so because our average price was 140.66 there. And then once it broke, I got stopped out, and then the move happened after that. So to answer your question, Mr. Balls, no, I did not get out, make any money off that long. So womp womp on me for that one. But we're all good right there. So that's a good look there for anybody looking at SpaceX. Again, like the stock, but a difficult one to trade today because of that move down initially, I feel like.
And we're going to go to Adair in a quick little second, but Apple opens its advanced manufacturing center in Houston.
Okay.
Adair, anything more to that story?
Yeah, that's what I was going to share here. So I'm excited to tell you guys about Apple. AAPL in focus. This came out like literally a minute ago. It's a press release for AAPL. I guess they opened this advanced manufacturing center in Houston. This is their second of these types of centers here in the U.S., so more U.S. investment. They're investing hundreds of millions of dollars, they don't specify, in this new Houston, Texas facility. They're shipping their first advanced AI servers from the facility, and they're going to start manufacturing their Mac Mini in Houston at this new facility this year. Now, apparently people who are going to be attending this kickoff event include Secretary of Commerce Howard Lutnick, U.S. Senator from Texas Ted Cruz, Houston Mayor John Whitmire, U.S. Rep Kristen Menefee. A whole bunch of different people are going to be attending. If I see a link to this event, I'll cover it. I have not seen one yet. Also, keep an eye here on WDAY. This just came out here in this name. Looks like it might be halted here. Silver Lake reportedly in talks to buy Workday with ongoing deliberations happening. Back to you.
Thank you very much, Adara. See, you're better than our news service, Adara.
Well, yeah, duh.
Because straight up, no one said that. So Workday, let's just make sure what kind of halt this is before we do anything. Because it might actually, nope, we don't want that. We don't want that. Where's my halt scanner? Right there. So yeah, it looks like it's just a limit. Every now and then, if it's news based, I'll always check because you don't want to be sitting there waiting for 5 minutes to see if it's going to open up again, and then they tell you it's a news halt, and you can save yourself some time. If it's a news halt, it looks like this: T1. Usually there's a T2, and then there'd be a T3, then a resumption time. This one should just be 5 minutes. And if it's deal speculation, well, the stock's already run well within the last month. It's already run 40%. So that kind of puts a damper on any expectations for what the upside would be. Always keep that in mind. You'd much rather be interested in trading something that gets deal speculation if it's been consolidating off the lows.
Look at CRM on that news.
Yeah, because the whole space gets a bump. The problem with that, though, is what if it comes out that that's fugazi, and anything up in Sympathy is going to retrace very quickly.
Yeah,
so you want to hear the updates that come out of those. Right? You know what?
Straight to the upside there on CRM from 192.50 to 197.
Still going.
And still going there. Workday, of course, very similar customer relations management there, CRM service. So is this also Hubs probably going? HubSpot right there, haven't looked, but let's just say it probably is. And let's give it a look. Yes, so there goes Hubs as well. So this is part of like just trying to be educated about, what names might go when. And as Neil said, if you're stuck in one of them, now you know why. Salesforce also, we talked about this with Joe today, also caught an upgrade, which was pretty interesting there. It did obviously got crushed for some reason today. I just say it obviously because of the chart, but I would have thought on that upgrade, we talked about it trying to hold this 200 period, moving or trying to break through the 200 period on CRM. And, this potentially more than a rumor. Hopefully it is true there for Workday and for anybody in the space looking to make a little bit of cash right here because, it's been a good run for CRM, but it's just running right into the 200 period moving average. So something to watch out for there.
I'm looking for an out in that stock.
IREN, just quickly, I'm going to get out a little bit more. I have 17% left. So hopefully we can get some more out as I get printed, hopefully through 70 here. There it is. So we get filled now at 70s and there. So most of it out there. We had 17% left on the way back down. So we'll take a little out here on a bump and then watch out for that. And then our futures trade is we have 35% left of this one. And it's, good. We should take more out at the 200 period moving average. Let's see what winds up happening here and what could be a slow afternoon for now. But we're ready to rock and roll here with any kind of a movement, especially if there's anything good. Go ahead.
I feel like if CRM gets back into the 250 area, it could be just take it and run. Take it and go, as our good friend and Canadian comedian would say, if you remember that one. Everyone remembers 34.50, but take it and go, said Russell Peters. Take it and go the bid on Palantir. What's up with Palantir today? And what's the story with this? 4%, not that Palantir needs anything, but it's just like risk on for software, risk on. Like it would make some sense that maybe it just got a bounce because of software, but like Workday getting deal speculation got Palantir to break out. I guess there's crazier things out there. What it does have going for it, I'm just going to move this so you can see. If we can hold on to one, assuming Workday opens up and doesn't crater, because everything that went up on Workday is going to go down if it does that. But like 176.80, if it can hold this, there's room to the high at 179 on Palantir for the afternoon. So that's at least moving. The only thing I've done is one reload in IBID and now trying to get the bottom if we can. And drywall buns, these are getting more creative. Why no talk about Figure Technologies beating today? Is that F? No, that's not that FGI.
And don't worry about it.
Go ahead.
Oh, no, nothing.
Oh, sorry, I was just hearing
us something in our.
Yeah, we're just being told something in my ear. Now I've lost my train of thought.
Oh gosh. Okay.
It was okay. Anyways, yeah. Figure Technologies. Why no talk of it? I think a lot of times it's nearly one of the reasons that we actually have the stock visualizer and ask you guys to put $sign and send super chats or just tag us and ask questions is it's completely impossible to cover everything that's moved. So really, like, oh, it looks like Workday opened and halted again. Oh, we'll get to that in a second. It's just how much is it
Open
moving?
and
What kind of
halted.
volume is it doing? I just heard 204 and it was at 180 before, so it had to do something.
It did open and rehalted again.
Oh, that's crazy. So maybe there's something to that. That's insane. Just so on figure, it's a matter of volume. How much did it gap? How strong was maybe the report or any catalyst for it? So you're not going to cover everything. It's up a few points, but in the pre-market, it's not like it was doing any crazy volume. There were a lot of bigger names that were just moving a little bit more, and sometimes that's just what happens. It's nothing against any stock, right? And then you know what? I'll be honest. Like oftentimes we'll look at the stocks that we trade the most, or sometimes even like have in our own portfolio, so that ends up on my watch list. But again, it's just not every single earnings name means it's going to be in play forever. That's crazy on Workday. So I guess you could have just taken, whatever. We couldn't have had the halt because we didn't see it until after the fact. But that gives you the FOMO because like that halt up is that real? It was only at 81? Wait a second. The halt up I thought it was 80. It's only at $81 and now it insta halts up again. And it's tapping 208 on Workday. If it gets to 40%, that would be huge. How's that sauce?
I don't know. This is tzatziki. Didn't you have it in your thing?
Yeah, I'm not a huge Zeke sauce guy. Like I don't even really have it on my shawarma.
Tzatziki.
I don't know. I'm weird like that. It's not one of my favorite sauces.
Huh. Okay.
To each their own. I know it's like popular, but it's just
CRM is still going, by the way. Like,
yeah, because Workday's still going.
so this is a very, very nice move. I mean, I'd almost want to just go long and hold out and just play that 2-minute strategy. Or if it pulls back and covers up the last 2 minutes and you get out.
It just seems too much.
Anyway, I should have had that. All right.
Like Workday is now almost a double if you go from the lows.
Yeah, I thought there was something about Canada yesterday as well with Trump and everything. So
Oh, no, I think the deadline is tonight, right? Like at 50% tariffs go into effect if we don't figure something out tonight. Is that correct, Adair? I mean, it doesn't really matter.
I thought it was the 19th. That's at least the deadline for the
Okay.
USMCA. Not sure about the 50% tariff deadline, but I keep hearing about people going back and forth in Canada and the US on that.
Yeah, they're killing sandbats, everybody. It's not enough major leaguers buying them, so now we have to sell sandbats to Korea and Japan and I guess Mexico and I don't know, like anywhere else, because they don't play baseball and they only play baseball in a few places. So obviously the U.S. market's like the entire market for that company, and it's a good Canadian company. Barry Bonds used to use those bats.
Oh, okay.
All right, what else is going on? Palantir was SMCI.
All the way back.
SMCI is not making the break, so it's actually headed lower. So if you're looking for the break of this little sort of double bottom, that's not going to be in the cards. Maybe it is just looking at a software play after Workday opens back up. But now that I feel like Workday's gone a little bit too far there, especially when it's only speculation. I'm accustomed to seeing these pull back heavily at some point. So I really do think like one of these, like what's the software name that seems like it would have extended too far? We haven't looked at ServiceNow. Right, so ServiceNow, look at the move on all of these software names. Like, that's crazy. Palantir's move is nothing compared to.
Well, yeah, it's not the same. I mean, that's
because it up on Sympathy doesn't make as much sense. These up on Sympathy make some sense. So I'm gonna have Workday up on the side. Maybe if the tap just drops or if it opens up lower, might try to snag one of these off of the high. But we're not opening up on Workday for another minute or two. We still have almost exactly 1 minute until that opens up from the next halt. Pure ecstasy. Google on Sympathy. Alphabet
we
could
did
just
that
be.
Workday story again. Silver Lakes and talk to buy Workday.
Yeah, but Google wouldn't be up on Sympathy. Google's not going to do anything on that. It's the other software names going to be played, not Alphabet.
And Palantir's moving on that actually a little bit, but I think the whole market. I mean, Palantir's just going with the market, so it was already up 3% when we looked at it before, and
I think it's
was like,
ServiceNow.
"What the?" I mean, look at Palantir go. This is a nice move
really
today. Look, base tried to go down, bought. Like great earnings for Palantir. We're wearing the hat, no, but that has nothing to do with it. There it goes up to 180 right now on Palantir. Good little mover today.
Opened it, now it's at 220.
Yeah, okay, so...
It's going to halt up again.
Yeah, I mean, no, it's not.
Oh, nope.
Ooh,
False halt.
halt now, yeah. Now I don't think anybody will halt this again. I mean, maybe I just go long right now on Workday. I don't know.
Oh, it's
I mean,
the
that's
third halt.
100 shares, 185, 190, 200, 210, 220, 50. But like, who am I kidding? If I had this trade, I would only probably have a couple of these shares on board right there. But wow, huge move to the high side right there on Workday. I know somebody who likes to trade a lot, and he's with us again here today. He's with us here every single week, and maybe it's not a lot. I mean, we can ask him when he comes on right now. So let's bring him on right now. It's Steve Tileman from Trade the Pool. Hey, Steve, how's it going?
Hey, going great. Chips are finally cooperating, so I'm having a good day.
Okay, we're going to talk a little bit about chips there. On average, we just talked about trading a lot. I mean, forget about the way I trade or the way we trade here. I've probably 100 fills today or more. How many trades or how many trade ideas on average do you work with on a day? Do you try to limit yourself? Does it not matter? I mean, on a day when it's extremely active, obviously you're going to have a few more. Or are you one of those guys that says, you know what, like I'm going to max it out. I'm going to look for 5 great opportunities in a day, focus on those and take those. Looking at the news, like what sort of structure do you have as far as amount of trades or what you look at on a daily basis?
Well, guys, I don't know if you'll hear this, but a trade just activated there. So I am a pretty active trader there. I just closed a short there. I saw a big green candle on Soxel. So my general strategy is this. I like to hold core positions of shares that I believe in. I like to not sell them. So I like to hedge actively. It keeps me busy. That's kind of what I do to kind of spin my wheels during the day as I watch charts, providing analysis for everybody else. I'm not a big size trader during the day because I got to really focus on the analysis itself. So I just kind of keep myself busy and hedge those core positions in shares that are slower movers, but they let me sleep safely at night, soundly at night.
Yeah, it makes sense. What about sleeping safely at night if you're a Workday owner here of shares? You got a nice little bump up higher. You don't want to be a shorter of this. We just heard news just not too long ago that Silver Lake is in talks to buy Workday. So, I mean, let me know when you look at a chart like this. I mean, there it goes right now up to the high side, 220. Obviously, another software name that's been really beat up. I know you and we've all talked about the IGV before. ServiceNow going, CRM going, probably the IGV going. What do you make of buyout rumors and stuff like that? Is it a no trade? You gave us an idea before when we asked you about the IPOs, and you said, you got to give it 6 months, a year. You got to let these sort of stocks find their base and find their home. What about a stock like this, Workday, when we start to get all these halts and we don't really have price discovery? Is there ever a time where you step in and look to trade any of this, or is this kind of hands off until it all sort of comes out in the wash?
Good question. And, speaking of that IPO call I made, I'm eating crow. Look at SpaceX go. Amazing move off the bottom, and just goes to show sometimes there are exceptions. There are always exceptions to the rule. Right. For something like Workday, I would have to play it like an episodic pivot, which is essentially when you get a massive influx of volume, almost always on a wild move. Sorry, yeah, my chart here is a little skewed because this is such a giant move, a 30% move in 3 candles here. So you have to kind of watch and see how this volume settles. For me personally, if I had seen this pop up on my high volume scanner or something like that, well, then maybe I could very quickly scalp. And then how you usually play these halts is every time it opens, you take some more off the table, because if it closes and goes down and then halts down, very often it will gap down on you. So this is something that my coworkers over at Trade the Pool love trading. They love doing these gap and goes, these halt plays. For me, I think I'm getting a little old. So I'm hands off, but I totally respect the style. You just got to be very quick. Yeah, no, that's a great point. Thanks for talking about some of your colleagues, because we always say it on the show all the time, like different strokes for different folks, right? I mean, there's so many different strategies out there every single day. I mean, it's thousands of stocks to trade. I don't know if you saw CoreWeave yesterday. I want to get your opinion, if we could read a couple charts for us here, because yesterday, man, we had the CoreWeave long. And it was great at 106. We bought this early yesterday. It was kind of choppy near the end of the day, but did have a nice run, of course, on CoreWeave earnings, bumping from 88 up to 106, gave us that base. We went long. Then today, I was like, well, you know what? I'm going to go short off of yesterday's high in and around 110. Got shut down early, then found a top finally after being a little patient.
got it at 116, brought it to the downside, and we're still holding a small piece of this trade. But what do you think about CoreWeave? I mean, when I'm doing the math here, Steve, this has gone now from $60 all the way up to $107, which represents a 73% move in an amazing July 30th to the 13th. So in 9 trading days, we just went 73%. Got any strategies for that?
Buy the bottom, sell the top. That's all. That's all I can say. When you have a massive move like that, somebody got unlucky. Somebody got very lucky. At the end of the day, great job managing that trade. And you said you're in from 116?
Yeah, I'm short 116 right now.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Yeah.
So coming back into yesterday's close, this is where I would take a good amount off and just see if the runner can crack below. But you know what? We do have this nice P-shaped volume profile. So I don't know if you like swing in your trades, but when you got this type of look,
right,
price acceptance is being found in the lower half of the day, and it probably will maybe a quick look above and then want to crack lower. So I'd leave a little bit on, but just respect the fact that we are coming in to yesterday's low there.
I like that. I like that little belly there. I got to play some more volume profile looks.
Is that like the Homer Simpson play?
Unfortunately, yeah, the Homer Simpson play. Yeah, that's a good one. But yeah, no, we unfortunately are on a prop floor here, so we flatten out at roughly 4 to 415 every day. But I think that could be a good carry trade. I see I've got the Palantir hat on, but Neil has the Palantir stock up. So what do you want to go with on Palantir here?
Well, the question I was going to ask you is, when you get outsized moves, like one of the first things I think about with Workday, and I know you were just talking about what some of your colleagues will do, and we pull up Workday, give the full thesis, is, well, they like to play like, just join the trade and see when it stops. But I always look for, is something moving because this thing moved, and probably no other reason. And then you see like it opens up and finally might have just made a bit of a top. And then my thesis is it's almost like you get a free roll. Oops, on something like Palantir. It would have been ServiceNow, but I missed ServiceNow. But Palantir on that reopen made a high. So I just feel like, okay, we'll try to short it to the high. And if Workday comes back, then I might have something a little bit better because it's not in the news. Just curious if that's ever in your repertoire. And on the secondary note, if you are in something, let's say you're in a swing trade. Imagine you're in a swing trade that gets a bump because of something like this. Does it change your thesis? Like if you were long CRM, let's just say, on a swing, and then you get this crazy bump, do you change your targets? Do you change your plan? Because now all of a sudden it's moving for another reason.
Well, it's a great question. To tackle your second half of the question first, I think that when you get this influx of volume, right, it changes the dynamics of the play. Whereas before, I might be looking to trim into the average true range kind of targets or my Camarilla pivots. You see this Palantir into my bullish tier 2 target here. So I would have to be taking some off of the trade if I was scalping like you guys do. That being said, it does change the dynamics because I think that you want to have a little more faith in it. You want to let it kind of work for you more because there's enough volume to carry it through that average size of a move. You can't expect better than the average day on a normal day. But if it's not a normal day, why cap your gains? So I go with this trailing stop. I sell some chunks into strength like I see you guys doing all the time. And then if it pulls back and looks constructive, you can add it back. If not, just kind of incrementally sizing out as you get up there, but holding more runners for those ATR extended moves.
Perfect. Now I've got a G Renova related question for you.
Oh, nice.
So we know, hey, everything in AI is moving back upside, right? So it's a good time to be looking at these types of names. The trend is your friend, obviously, but what happens when you're seeing a double top here, which in theory could be a little bit of a triple top? Now, if you've ever been in a situation where you've rung the register at some highs before, like you've had that target, what is your thought as we approach this triple top again? If you've already rung the register up there, do you like holding through because that was the plan, or do you get that little skittish, ooh, I should be taking profit, that's another hard top? And I'm assuming here, like imagine you didn't buy back in at those bottoms. It's a nice looking chart, but it's one of those that makes you think, if it fails that top again, is it going to look as good?
Totally valid. So I'm a little bit biased. This is one of my longer term holdings.
That's why I asked.
Absolutely believe in this one. So there's a few things I want to talk about here. First off, it's easy for me to talk about this because I'm in much lower. So it feels safe. It feels safe up here. I can define my risk. down here at this recent swing low, and I don't really have that much worry. Sure, it's a 20% move, but like you said, we're monetizing some in this rough area, bought a tiny bit here, monetizing more on the new high. I didn't buy any here. I wish I did. But it looks still good now, and this is how I consider this. Yes, it could be a triple top, but just like I was always told, there's no such thing as triple bottoms. That's just a level that's getting ready to break. I think that if this higher low pattern keeps holding, we have this nice action here. We also have the little incentive to push us higher, the little kind of tip of the hand that the market was able to make a new high here. This is a new high and a higher low. We're still in bullish structure in my book. So to me, this looks like the start of one of my favorite patterns, which is this W pattern, the lower low into higher low. Nice. And then you buy right here as it's starting to confirm out of this right kind of elbow. And then you get this move, you get consolidation, you can trim, but I actually like adding here if it looks good. And then you can play the measured move. So I know you're saying, what if it's a double top? Yeah, but Neil, what if we're going to the next measured move because it's an amazing stock and AI infrastructure trades look great? I think 1,500 on GEV next.
Well, I'll admit that I was playing a little devil's advocate with that one. I've said before, I own G Vernova. I love it. It's been a fantastic holding. I think sometimes someone has to look at the other side of it just for interest. But now that you've mentioned that with the W, I'm going to put you on the spot because that made me think of something. I'm not going to pretend to be, like, I like support, resistance, trend line, moving averages, like some of the simple things out there. Do you have a go-to setup that, hey, if I see this, oh, baby, that's it for me. Like I pull up a weekly or I pull up a daily, and if this pattern is there, that's the go zone. You know, you're like, I have to have that trade. Or is everything always going to be a little more nuanced?
So old me back in the day, I would have told you, I can't trade any one setup. I'd be all over the place. Nowadays, I'm a simple lower low, higher low guy. So this W pattern is the majority of what I actually trade. And that's why it's so automatic to me. It's just very formulaic. I'd say probably half of my trades are this. The others, and often I do these in conjunction, the others are fake breakdowns, failed auctions to the downside, and I just buy the reclaim of a level. So often my A+ setups are combining the two. For example, if we're in this higher low potential area, I see a failed breakdown, it cannot break the lower low, and then I buy the reclaim somewhere in here when it reclaims these move-in averages. Well, these are often a very safe place for me to be, and it makes it very easy to manage the risk because you only have, even on a high volatility mover, I mean, sure, 9%, it's still a decent size stop. But if the expected move is 50%, 40%, you can be wrong a lot and still make a lot of money. So this is my go-to.
There you go. That's why I was kind of curious. I felt like maybe we'd seen that pattern quite a bit. So I'm glad you clarified that and appreciate you doing so. So obviously we throw a lot of stuff at you. It's what we want to hear, what the chat wants to hear. Before I give you a chance to maybe name a name or an idea that you're really excited about or that you want to talk about right now, there is one question that we did get when you first came on that one of the viewers just wanted to ask again, hey, what's the name of the cat? They have not, obviously, maybe they didn't see you on last time.
Well, this is Cleo, and I'm going to bug her. Oh, Cleo is a sweetheart. Oh, she's a little grouchy because I just woke her up, but she is my trading buddy. She's actually the pit boss, so she has to co-sign every trade before I do anything. It's important. She's even made some trades of her own, stepping on my keyboard. So this is the boss here. This is Miss Cleo.
Miss Cleo.
Stepping on the keyboard. Or you could just do, like, what if you, like, put, I don't know, like, you could have a couple different types of foods and put a couple of symbols on each one, and it's like which one to buy. You could roll that way.
Absolutely.
For sure. That
reminds me, what was it? The old Wall Street bets move. You see which, every morning you let your dog out, see which side of the yard he does his business on. There you go. That's you bullish or bearish.
Yeah, I mean, simple. To each their own, and that's fantastic. But yeah, second part, of course, if there's anything that we didn't get a chance to talk about, maybe the symbol that you like, maybe something earnings coming up, or just an extension play that you're holding, something you think there's more upside. What's on your playlist that's prescient today?
Man, so many ways I could go with this. I think I'm going to keep it simple because it seems like the chips plays, the AI infrastructure plays, they're finally acting right. So AMAT here. This is an earnings play. It's also a double whammy because I think this is a great name to own longer term. So I have a small position from 520 or so, very small. These were hard to dip by. I think it's a bullish flag. I think it reclaimed its moving averages on the weekly. It could need a higher low, and we could see that on earnings. So I will be watching AMAT around that 500 level to see if it wicks down and reclaims. That might be a really nice place to buy if earnings are good, but a little bit the market is not ready to reward them, right? So we'll be actually talking about earnings on Trade the Pool after the bell here. So you guys are more than welcome to come on over. I have a little presentation that I'll start about 30 minutes before the bell. We've been doing this a lot with earnings season, guys. It's really fun. I get to do my whole slide deck stuff. We get to prepare trades beforehand, and I get to brush up on my fundamental analysis. So it's all coming together. We're going to be doing that 3:30 to 5.
There it is. Thank you there, Steve. So, yeah, AMAT, that's going to be a big one. I like that company. Obviously, hey, man, the chips are in play. The dudes that make the stuff that make the chips are also going to be in play. The good one, but also Lamb is another good company. Steve, tell everybody where they can find you, my brother.
Absolutely. Yeah, Lamb's another great one. So you can find me on Twitter at Steve Tileman, STEVETEILMANN, 2 N's. Right in my bio, you'll get the link for my Discord. Every week, you guys, you flood the gates and it auto blocks you. If you can't get in the first time, just DM me. I promise I'll get you in. We got an amazing free Discord there. That's where you can find me. You can find us at Trade the Pool, right at Trade the Pool. Just search it on YouTube and we'll be right there. Look for the live one there. And we're going live. We're live all day, every day, just about nowadays. So that's where you can find us.
Appreciate it, Steve. Thanks so much for coming on. And we'll look forward to maybe one of Cleo's picks next time we have you on here.
Will do, guys. Thanks so much.
Appreciate it, Steve.
Ciao. Before we can go to see it, but I just want to tell everyone quickly here about IREN because we got reloaded at the same price again, and there it goes, like right back up to the upside again for IREN. So IREN will turn out to be, so far so good, my number one stock here today, and we just did it with you guys. We want to thank Steve for coming through as well. And by the way, SpaceX, what? Nice little move there from 142.50, 142 basically VWAP base, bouncing off the 200 period, now upside. I still want to short 145 if it comes up to this level there for SpaceX. But wow, this is good, man. We still have actually on 75% of this move on IREN as it just continues to climb higher. So let's put some more outs here. Oh, of course, we just put an offer and it goes down. So we'll punch out a little bit there at 63.64. But so far, so good on IREN. All right, been waiting for it. It's Sia over at the desk.
Let's take a look at the markets. You have the SPY that's up 0.70%. The triple Qs are up over 8%, and the Dow up significantly less, but still tilting towards the green. Let's take a look at two tickers, almost three maybe, that I want to talk to you about. BIRK, Birkenstock, reported, and revenue has come in at 719.5. That is up from 635 million a year prior. That has topped the consensus forecast of 713.2. So channel performance as well. Let's take a look at the fact that the direct-to-consumer, that is the DTC revenue, has risen 14% and wholesale revenue has grown 13%. Another one that I want to take a look at is STUB, SUB, that's StubHub Holdings. Tickers lost almost, I would say when I checked, it was 14%. Well, now it's 12.24% to be precise. Adjusted gross margin in the second quarter has come in for the company at 82.2%, but street account consensus had called for 84.3%. And the company, on the other hand, has also reaffirmed their full year EBITDA outlook. Finally, I want to take a look at Workday, that is WDAY. Shares up over 24% on a report that private equity firm Silver Lake is in talks to buy the company. Shares have been briefly also halted in the afternoon trading, and the company's market value last topped more than $53 billion. But both the companies have not been commenting anything on this acquisition or takeover or buyout currently, but this is the news that just came out. That is why you see a huge uptick here. It's up over 18% on the day now.
Yeah, Workday there. Good little level coming through. Yeah, thank you. I'm not sure what we're welcoming each other for, but thank you, Stephen, for coming on the show. I mean, it was absolutely fantastic. Great one. So, you're welcome back, obviously.
I kind of want to know what the trade Cleo made was.
Yeah, I think he's just joking about all that Clio stuff. But yeah, I have a cat that almost looks exactly like that. I was trying to find, my daughter taught our cat, our cat's less than a year, but how to fist bump. So I want to, it looks very much like Steve's cat, except for mine, just a little wee one right there. So shout out there. Yeah, so we're just getting out more. And by the way, TQs, I got in here against the high. So, you know, we are at the high of the day right there. So we got in a little bit. I'm going to take a little bit out if it does fold back in through a little bit here for this. But we've been actually hitting some of these trades pretty darn well right now. I mean, that IREN was really sort of out of nowhere. Again, just came in. So I still have 40% left, but I think we're just going to just start to tap this out because I don't, there, we'll get out 50, oh yeah, I just crossed. Okay, we get that 57? Yes, we did, okay. So now I only have 30% left. Willing to hold the rest maybe to the back in case it does come back up to the upside. But I don't really like when we take the bottom there. And we did get out. We only had 17% and actually didn't worry about it. We just reloaded it. So I don't like when we keep on retesting. You know, Steve said something there like, I don't believe in triple tops, but I believe in triple tops, but not triple bottoms. I actually meant to ask him why, because it's just a technical thing anyways. But I guess the more you test the bottom, at some point it's going to break. And I mean, the good thing about testing a top is well, I guess more traders probably going long than short. I couldn't really wrap my head around why a top break would be any different than a bottom break, but we've seen a lot of stocks obviously break out through top levels. And so it's kind of this, anyways, I wanted to ask him about that. I think it's because nervousness, like when you're long and you're wrong, then it can flood. Like people punch the sell key and creates more of a sort of like the dam is opened to the downside. When it's upside, you have people like me taking profits and kind of stopping the move. When it's going down,
that's how I interpret it. There's more. There's more panic.
Like,
there's more panic breaking a double top than there is. Unlike the only way you make that distinction, I suppose, would be if it's in like a heavily shorted name. Then it would be a different story.
Yeah.
There. Sorry. If you see, you just know that the stupid fly is now deciding it wants to land on my bald head every now and then, which is really annoying. But
I think it's because there's multiple flies.
Well, I think so. Yeah. Well, that's the problem. Well, so like here, I'm going to show you Workday after, but we'll just show Palantir because it was actually successful scalping before, but then it did this wick high, and I jumped in again. But here's why I don't like it anymore. Because you saw Palantir go about the same time Workday went higher, and then when it made the turn on the reopen, you got that one scalp opportunity, and then everything after that, Workday's been falling back, and it didn't go with it. So obviously, it just got a little bit more juice to it. You know what? I didn't move my trail on Hertz? I guess not. Let me just double check. I don't have my bid out, so sorry. Just bidding the low of yesterday on Hertz, and hey, look at this, kind of a double bottom, but not really. And at this point, if it fails the bottom, I'll probably just jump out if it regains the 50 level on Hertz. But as for Workday, I think we just want to hear some specifics out of this. At this, like that's what I'm curious about, is like what will this deal end up being? What would this potential deal end up being? I don't want to make it sound like this deal is going to be imminent, because that would be a massive, it'd be a massive deal. And when you consider that it's already a double from the lows, like how much premium would we really be talking here when it's already up this much from the bottom? Nobody goes out and buys a company this big, or attempts to, if they haven't already been accumulating and thought about this before, and they would base their price on wherever it was they were considering it. So I'm just speculating somewhere in like the 140s is what they'd be benchmarking, and then that's already a 50% at 210. That's a pretty good premium for Workday. So I don't know how much higher it would get. For sure. Matt Carnes, what about Grab? Ooh, is that new?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, look at that, everybody. So where's the book? I was going to bring ours out there. So if you're interested in learning about market structure, how and why sometimes the market moves the way it does, and why there's an advantage to still being a human trader, no better example than Hertz. The algos being completely asleep at the wheel, and human trading's having a huge edge. If you could have traded that on Hertz, then check out Daniel Schuffer's book on Real Trading, and it's available on audiobook as well. So I think it's a fun and good read, especially if you're just really interested in the nitty gritty, dark pools, how and why they function. Some ways to maybe take advantage of that knowledge are there. Maybe not every single day, but certainly. I would say if you're going to engage in the markets, understand there's a lot of big players out there, and understanding the market structure will better help you to understand how they play the game, which can only help you. It doesn't mean you will always have an advantage, but it can at least help you to understand the ways in which you don't want to get tripped up because you understand the rules. The person that understands the rules better, like look at the NBA, man, or look at that baseball game with the stupid Blue Jays and the Red Sox. Nobody on the field understood a rule, and it cost the Jays a run. Nobody on the field, it's a rule, it's in the rule book. If they had simply understood it, then the Jays would have saved themselves a run in a one-run game. It's very similar with the market. Know the rules of the game you're engaging in. And the reason I say that the algos were asleep at the wheel, well, instead of it being a press release here that every single algo can pick up from Reuters and all that, this was just something uttered on a call. Uttered on a call. If you weren't listening to the call, or as it was getting reported before it was on the news wires, then you missed out on this move because it was here that Ackman said they were out. It was 5 minutes later when the algos picked it up because it actually hit the news wires. That's real edge. I wish I was, we can sit there and say that all the time, but looking back on complete hindsight, I don't recall us knowing that it was on a call and not off a press release, because that does change things. Because I think you want to just jump in there and think that you might have had it early.
Yeah, for sure. We got stopped out on the queues there a little bit, and so we don't have the majority. That's why my price has changed just a little bit. If you're wondering about what's going on with that right now, but that's what's going on with it. So a little bit of a price change here. I'm just trying to put some bids out because we did have our offers out because we did have IREN moving around, and we did take a nice take there on the high end of that trade for IREN. So definitely something to look out for here on IREN, potentially pulling back just a bit. And I have too many outs, but they're all, I'm just trying to stack up right now onto the day and watch out for that SpaceX. We are in the power hour right now, and that is of course your 3 o'clock hour. So we're excited to see where we go from here. But so far it's been that. People telling me to look at SoFi. There's also someone in the chat there said looks at Circle.
Look at these. These are moving. Is there stuff going on? BMNR is look at the breakout on BMNR. Yeah,
so what's going on? Something crypto.
Explain to me what's going on here. And then someone said Circle, which I guess.
Oh my God.
Adara's looking into this right now.
Yeah, Circle's on a program.
Honestly, anything that I saw in crypto was not positive. To be honest, they're apparently the SEC is holding some open meeting tomorrow, and people are thinking that they're going to actually, instead of putting in this tokenization rule people thought they would, they're going to hold back because apparently stakeholders in the crypto space are not sure how they feel about it. So again, it seems like any kind of Clarity Act or SEC action is going to be delayed, if anything. That's the last thing I saw, and that was probably about half an hour ago. And again, not something that I would have interpreted as being good for crypto, and I've not really seen anyone talk about it on social media, but for one crypto reporter.
Yeah, I mean, any delay in the Clarity Act wouldn't be good. But they're running anyways. Yeah, barring any other, just out of pure preparation, BMNR is as close to free for locates as possible. So I'm going to pay for locates on this because if there isn't a story and it's at the HOD, then simple reversion play.
We have Chris we have Chris in here. Why are you looking at Tesla? Commodity King Tesla. Yeah, what the hell is going on with
what the heck
Tesla?
Is even that?
Right now it's up to 340 again. Like it is really going right now. So there goes Tesla. 326 didn't really. I don't know. Like what is going on today? Okay, now the market falls back in. Damn it, darn it. Of course, now once we get out, stopped out of our little bit of our TQQ trade, does it now finally start to go back down? That's too bad. Okay, well, we'll take a 57 anyways. Here we go. We got stopped out there, but not of it all. We put a little bit back in, then it falls back in right now. So a nice downside play. Let's take a little bit off here. We just took some off at 57. We'll take a little bit more. There it is as it hits us to the downside. Still bidding some 52s. Watch out for the 200 period moving average of 47. So that 52 will pretty much, give us what we need there if we're able to take it down. And then after that, let's just hold for basically 40s, which is not too huge, just in case there's a little bit more of a serious story here than we thought. We'll wait to see if we get some love back in on these TQQQs now coming back to the downside. So good. Down into that level. So not too bad. I'm bidding 52s there. It's at 53. Maybe we get it. Sean, you are my intraday Jedi mentor. All right, Charlie got it, bro. Thank you so much for that. Please teach me how to trade current gold. Oh, okay. Head and shoulders breakdown. And then the pullback. I mean, why am I teaching you anything? I mean, you're clearly, well educated about all of these moves. How to trade GLD. Head and shoulders. I guess that's what you mean by that. Breakdown and then pullback rebuy on multiple time frames. I mean, this seems like this is a quite an education you're looking for right into here. No, I mean, all seriousness, I mean, gold is obviously a great stock to trade. Multiple time frames. I mean, just even on a daily, I don't really see too much of a head and shoulder pattern happening right here, honestly. I kind of just go back, and I thank you for the kind words, but in no way am I like a technical Jedi master person to be followed or anything like that. Padawan, maybe you are my Padawan. But I would just look at levels, and it's just like gold right there. Again, based out, so we really like that kind of a look, right? Up to the 200 period, matching this top shoulder, I guess, or head, and this is the shoulder and then another head forming, I don't know, but matching right into there. So I would just say, like, whenever you get to those levels and you have some kind of support, like you do right here on the daily, and in this case will be resistance, to me, that would be a spot where you'd lighten up some of your trade and then possibly look for a move down to load back up again if you're talking about rebuys. So I always want to think that if you're going to stop yourself out at a support area or resistance area, then do the same thing on the other way on the way back out. So just on a daily chart, it's pretty simple. And I would just change the time frame to everything and use that same logic all over the place. Maybe GLD looks more like a head and shoulders on a different time frame. Like this is a 5-minute chart, obviously, maybe here into here. But at the end of the day, I think you just want to trade sectors. And like, why would gold be going up today? Like the NASDAQ is ripping today. The ES is going higher. We have Bitcoin going higher. We have, many of these sort of volatility heavy kind of assets moving today, and gold is not that. So, people would take money out of gold, which is more of a fixed asset, right? Into something that's a little more exciting or volatile, I guess, and better returns on the market than gold. So that's why it's probably down there today. But for me, it's just simple, man. Like, you buy it off that support down here, and we talked about that with Michael Noss. Breaking through some levels is also a good strategy. Then when you get to some sort of a period of past interest, that's when you want to sort of just try to get out a little bit. But I do appreciate that. But, meanwhile, here comes the TQQs. We just got a 40. We'll see if it can come back into the downside. And we have 15% left now of IREN. So when it comes right back, that's twice in a row now we've come back in with 15% left. So I'm not going to reload this as the market seems like it's pretty heavy right now.
Yeah, and as it comes back in, so I take Adara's word for it that, like, I didn't read the stuff on that Clariatic stuff. I just trust that Adara says she didn't see anything that was positive. So, yeah, exactly, and she's confirmed again. So BMNR did go into the high. The second it turned off of the high from the morning, it just simply hit the bid. But it doesn't seem like it wants to go any further than 40, like 18, 17 on BMNR. I got 30s and I got 27s, mostly at 30. But like, look at it immediately shoot back up. So if it gets back above break even, like, forget about it. Like, it got the bottom just because I would like this move to get to the volume weighted average price on a pullback because it's a mean reversion. That doesn't mean it gives a rat's what about that. So we'll just take what we can get there. Like, I look over at Circle. And one of the other reasons I'm like, let's just take what we can get. Circle's pullback didn't even do anything, and now it's right back in through highs. So that does make me think, you get one opportunity, and that's what it gives you. Just take it and run. As a matter of fact, if it does come back into that 17 to 20, I might just grab that. But again, break even stop there. I'll take a cue from looking at what happened in Circle. I look over at, say, ETH, and ETH, smaller move up, but that's also pulling back, but not following through all the way. So yeah, glad that we were able to take a shot there. Workday has really leveled off. That might not be anything anymore. Whoops, I just typed in.
Still on my screen. If you go over to Neil's, you have.
Was it on the whole time?
I don't know if it was on the whole time.
So you know what? Sometimes I'm just sort of focused on my own chart, and I didn't even look at the program monitor. So I have no idea. Did you guys? Was it even on BMNR just now when I was explaining all that? Workday is dead. Let me just quickly, I'll go over it. I have no idea.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, BMNR, there was the move, but it caught that bid, but I'm seeing Circle break out the highs. So because of that, break even stop. And there was only one red candle on the 3-minute chart. ETH also did a little bit of a move as well, but I don't want this getting past that 30 where we entered. And that's right. People were asking me about the tap on IN. I was filling the viewers in on the tap for INHD most of the time that Steve was on. It did a down halt, just put up an up halt with a 1280 tap. So INHD is now halted, I don't know, like 5 or 6 times in the last hour. And this time it's going higher. Just opened back up, and it did open right around 1250 or so. And it looks like 15 is going to be a bit of the resistance at said highs. Yeah, I don't know what's going so crazy with INHD. It just kind of randomly picked up volume in the afternoon.
Yeah, I think they might be looking at that on the midday show, INHD.
But it did something different here.
Yeah, maybe we can get an update. We do have a small cap recap right now, so let's go find out. Maybe INHD is on this board. We'll go find out with Sia.
Let's take a look at the small cap stocks, the tickers that I have picked out for you. Let's start with the Russell. Currently, that is up 0.39% on the day. The IWM, we're going to take a look at 2 tickers. ARX, that is up over 43% on the day. The company Accelerant Holdings has jumped about 44% almost, that did today, after the company has agreed to be acquired by Thoma Bravo and reported better than expected second quarter results for the company. So that's a good look over here. AVAH as well, that is up over 26%. Revenue for the company has grown 13.7% year over year to $670.5 million in Q2, with net income up 49.1% to $40.3 million. That is driven by strong segment growth and the acquisition, the family first acquisition that the company went through. So you have AVAH that is up 26.3% and ERX that is up over 43% on the day.
Thank
Right,
you there.
so maybe see you can look up INHD, see if there's any news on INHD.
I was just about to look.
We can get that going, as I know there's people looking for it. All right, so IREN. And by the way, this CoreWeave trade, let's go, man. Right now, I mean, we're still going to get out at 109 break, but I'm going to change that price to maybe. We'll just keep it at 109 for now. But that was a good little look there, 109 and change. It just did have a move lower. Let's change that and just stop out at that high, 108.53. I mean, my stop was going to be 109.21s. We might as well just put that to 108.53. I said, so let's go to 56. We'll just offer, and it's not going to matter. This stock is not worth pennies. Like if it moves, it's going to get stopped out. The spread is 3 pennies anyways when it opens up. So we'll put that right there. See if we get stopped out. If it does go upside, and then if not, we'll bring it back down to the realistic levels.
I think I found the story.
Okay, what INHD? Let's.
Yeah, the story is that I don't think there is one except for 4.5 million float that's 60% short. So small float and large amount of it is short, possibly just technical breakout and short covering. Doesn't need a reason, unfortunately, but every single time we pull up a small capper like this, I'm going to pull up the longer term chart. That one probably does not have splits. I'll pull up an E-signal because I'm sure there's splits in here. 1, 2, so a couple of splits in the last year. At some point, this thing was worth, in adjusted dollars, 10,000, at least 9,500, and is now $12. So take that information with all the grains of salt that you want, understanding what this can and can't do. So INHD, I don't see a story, but that is a heck of a short float on this stock. But the hedgies have been winning shorting this probably for a very, very long time, from 9,500 to 12. That's just crazy to me. But it is what it is, to each their own. So I put the break-even stop on BMNR. I just feel like there might be something more to this. Like I look over its circle, right? Like that's still going higher. Like, okay, I suppose there's something very real happening in these names. So BMNR wants to continue to go. We'll just take what we can get and not be upset. Arthur with another super chat. Oh, that's because we've gone at least 15 minutes without mentioning SpaceX. Mm-hmm. Yeah. You know what?
Let's go 15.
This is like I don't know. This is like the second day in a row where I took one trade on SpaceX, short at VWAP, and just took it, got in, got out. That's been my thing for SpaceX. And if it gets through 45, that seems like it could be a big breakout level. And one thing we should remember is this stock has been a huge mover off of into and off of the imbalances at the end of the day. Like yesterday, it had that 150 rejection and then caught a bit of a bid going into the imbalances and dropped again. But it was really starting to shake it out in the last 30 minutes where you got some really good reversal type trades. So maybe if it gets through 145, it does a bit of a jaunt. If it gets close to 150 around the imbalance trade, I think that's a fade up there. One more time. Didn't try it yesterday because I was looking for something a little bit off of the 350, and then it wasn't an imbalance. I think it was a couple 100,000 shares or something really small. I was hoping 1 million.
Yeah, what did it do into the imbalance? Yeah, it came back in. That's 530, 330 yesterday. Yeah, I didn't do a whole heck of a lot there.
No.
Yeah, I'm waiting for 145, so I've already stated that. So hopefully it comes back up. So another $1 higher, I'm going to be in. I'm at 144.75, Arthur. So I'm sitting there waiting to get long at that price. If it comes in 144.75, watching out, give it 50 cents. I'm going to give this one 50 cents because again, heading into the imbalances and into the last hour, which we're in right now, last half hour actually, we got to be careful with, trying to get run over if the machines do get turned back on. And part of that could be because of Tesla. I mean, people are getting excited today about Tesla. I don't know if there was a story about that or not, but up to 340, 338 and change for TSLA, up 3.5% as that name continues to go higher. The only thing hitting on my scanner right now is IREN, and it's just going back and forth. So we got some more outs there at 50, trying to get a little bit out there at 44.70s. Now, if that one comes in, maybe. I'm going to wait for 44.80 though for my next offer there on IREN, and hopefully it gets back to the upside. Maybe we have a nice little late day run on it. Yeah, man, Circle gets the square there today. Like, what a big trade that is. And congratulations for everybody else who's been looking at Circle. I'm thinking that this is a top. Like, we can't find news. It's obviously on excitement about tomorrow. We've just topped out. The volume's trying to die down a little bit there. I think this could be a top for Circle. So 75 short, giddy up, man. I will stamp that one for failing to the downside here, hopefully for Circle. So we'll see what winds up happening. It's a good opportunity to take it. I don't know if it's going to go up or down. I mean, I used this on CoreWeave earlier, and I had to wait for this 25 period to break. So, that would be right around here, a 50 break, I guess. I'd like to give it a little bit more, maybe a break of, 30s, something like that, 74.30. Maybe we come back in on everyone's good friend today, Circle. And Circle's been actually going up quite nicely since the $60 bottom. And just goes to show you, buy good stocks at good levels if Circle's a good stock, and you get rewarded there. All right.
Oh my goodness, we missed the super chat from before the open. Thomas Kondo. Well, hopefully you're still watching, Thomas.
He may not.
Yeah, because it's never the intention. Yeah, it's never intention to miss any super chats morning. So if you had 10K and could pick 10 stocks for 1K each that aren't Mag 7, what would you do? Theoretically, you like risk. Well, I mean, you're already telling us who you like. You like C3AI, you like IonQ, you like Oklo, SMR, BBAI. So
sounds like a quick way to get $10,000 into $3,000 real quick.
Yeah, I think you're liking that. Those are like shot plays. Like when I think of non-Mag 7, I'm like, okay, well, what are the good big quality companies? What's some recent things I like? I like IBM. I'm literally just going to tell you some things that I've recently liked. I like IBM on those dips into 2 to 220 for a quantum play. I like G Aerospace's upward trend. I group that with G Vernova. And again, I'm just going to go through the names that I know and I love. I think it's a chase on the XLF. One of the banks could be a good play in here. Ooh, G is going to pull back into the 50 period as well. Yeah, just some names a couple of names that I like at these levels. That IBM's probably already off of that bottom.
Oh, well, wait.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like IBM's already off of that low, the 200 low. So it's still not a terrible chase. But again, I love them as a quantum play. You also get a bit of a divvy there. And it's a long consolidation on IBM here. Let's pull up a weekly. Probably need a monthly chart. Sometimes I don't go out far enough. But then, yeah, the weekly chart's good. So pulls into the 200 period on the weekly, gets a bounce. It's a little extended now, but that's been a good support level. There's a few names that I like there, but again, like I don't like that seems like it's not even close to what you want, some just complete shot plays. I own some SMR, but I don't know what the catalyst is for that name. Those are just like pipe dream 10, 100x holds that could go to zero, in my opinion. But we have another one here. Faith, is RNG a real G, or should I run with my money and be free? Wall rock. Yeah, I love the rhyme.
RNG, we can look that up.
I love
just
the
to give
rhyme.
you
I like that.
another name there, Tom.
Ring
Central. Okay. Yeah, that's actually going up quite nicely.
Yeah, it is
communications. What about? I'll give you a name right here. It's an easy one. SpaceX for that $10,000 competition or whatever you're in there. $10,000, $1,000 each. I think if you're going to put $1,000 into something and you're pretty risk tolerant, I would put something into SpaceX. I put something into this hat Palantir as well, just to add like some higher quality names to some of those lower shot plays that you have there. I just think that SpaceX is going to be higher than this price. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, maybe not in a month, but that's also a hard question to talk about when we don't know the time frame. But I would say SpaceX should be part of that discussion there. Even, I know you didn't say you don't want Tesla, but I do think that some of these higher names, like ONDS might be one, Ondas, you might want to throw it in there. They reported today, so you can go over some of their numbers and have a quick look. Not a bad report at all for Ondas, and I think that these are someone that, again, in the drone space, in the space of wireless networking, which everybody right now is wireless, everything. I was saying that to Marissa last night. We had on our couch after we got home, and it was, the kids were all joined together, all three of my kids, and this is how much Roblox could be another one. How much power Roblox has. Like my 24-year-old, someone just punched me out there. What was that? Oh, IREN went to the downside, I guess. Yeah, okay, it's fine. We had 15%. I didn't even change my net there. They were all on, so they were my 24-year-old, my 14, and my 12 were all playing the same Roblox game. And they had their cell phones out. They each have like a laptop or something like that. Yep. My TV was hooked up to the, I think they were playing it on PlayStation as well. PS5 they were playing Roblox on. So it's just like, I think this wireless is a big thing, right? Needless to say. So I do like that for Ondas. So yeah, have a quick look at
that
Ondas.
Connectivity. It's wild. Like there'll be some days where like the kids and I love the fact that the kids in the neighborhood will be playing in each other's backyards, and they do it all the time. But then there's other days where like I'm like, what are you playing? And she's like, oh, I'm on. It's a perfect nice day outside, and she's Roblox, and it's her, and it's like the 2 houses down and across the street. Yeah. And they're all playing together, but like they're just in their rooms.
I know.
And they're like, it's like, well, they're right across. Like, I don't know. They could come over and you could be in the same room doing the same thing.
Yeah, maybe it's better if they're not near each other. There's like something going on. Yeah.
I'm just like, whatever.
But anyways, I would.
No, but it's so true to your point. Yeah.
Yeah. There's just a lot of wireless networking and everything, so Arista networks.
100%.
I just like that Ondas there. And Ondas is not for residential. It's not like, for us, but it's just a big part of what I think is happening there. But yeah, RNG, I mean, without knowing enough about it, and thank you for that super chat, Ring Central, what I can do quickly is just look up here RNG and just find out when are they reporting? Shares of software companies are trading. Oh yeah, software company, yeah, right. So we saw that broader market strength, promising economic data, Silver Lake in talks to acquire Workday. So what is exactly the key drivers for Ring Central? Only a 12 forward PE. So we really like that one going on there. Here it is. Ring Central's Unified Communications as a Service, or UCaaS provider. Its software helps users communicate and collaborate via voice, video, messaging across all devices. So I don't want to pretend like I know that much about it, but is it a real one? Yeah. I mean, this one has just definitely gone off, and you've been well treated. So obviously, nor Neil nor myself know that much about this name. So I just pass it over to you and
when
say,
did they report?
Wow, CoreWeave is now $10 in the money right now as that continues to go lower. Look at CoreWeave, man, $10 right now. Oh yeah, Joe's not here again. Looking at this 106, could be a key level there for CoreWeave. All right, let's change our stop now and we always get this question about trailing stops. We actually got one today. I'm going to go to 107 now, stop out if it breaks 107, because this 106 could be a spot where normally I would bid and get out. So if it if it goes a little bit higher there, then so be it. We're hearing in our ear, I know you're probably switching to it, but Netflix near the highs. So this is another thing about all these software names, right? Here, I mean, we got Pershing Square involved now with Netflix. We've got Silver Lake involved with Workday. So yeah, software names starting to kick right now real good.
Kick butt.
Yeah, including the IGV, right? So there we go, man. So far, so good over there. Are we going back to one of the ladies?
I thought, yeah.
All right, money talks. So that means it's with Sia.
It is with Sia indeed. Let's take a look at the US dollar that is basically currently flat on the day right now. The DXY bit mixed also as of today, I would say earlier showed, because we had data that showed that producer prices were unchanged as of July. Also, let's take a look at the Indian rupee, that is the USD INR, that ended the day at 95.4 pretty modestly weaker, I would say, weighed down by all these dollar outflows that are taking place linked to derivative maturities, as well as overseas debt payments that India is seeing. And another thing to consider is that central bank's frequent intervention that has continued to drive volatility and all these expectations regarding volatility a bit lower. Finally, let's take a look at the pound. Sorry, I'm just going to pull that chart up real quick. The pound, USD GBP. Yeah, pound has held steady today. I would say that's basically trading flat on the day at the moment and remain on track for a third weekly gain due to boost of confidence in the UK economy, which had been reinforced by data that was revealed, which showed that growth had unexpectedly picked up in the month of June. So with that, you have GBP that is also trading flat on the day.
Thank you there, Sia. We got easy peasy again. I was going to do the early look, but we'll do that after the super chat because easy peasy. Right before we went to Sia, we just got that super chat. So, it's a standard 0.2% off the 2.5K. Thanks. Hertz. After hours yesterday, 1K took long pull, Katina reversal, built a Sean Instincts indicator and strategy. Hair for kids.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah. Why not? You know what? Let's do it.
TikTok took long, pulled Katina reversal. Okay, built a Sean Instinct. I know you did easy peasy. I'm waiting to get that indicator myself. So
exactly.
Let me know. Send it over via Twitter.
Hertz overnight that's a risky one, man.
Or via Instagram as well.
Oh, it's opening.
There it is. Oh,
I have too many things open, so I went to. I clicked the link right and went to open it up and went to. One of the browsers I wasn't paying too close attention to. But remember, everybody, there he is. That's Fabian. You'll see in a quick little second. It's in the description of the chat. You can also find it's pinned to the chat in the description of the video. But Fabian is cutting off
over there. $1,000.
Exactly. We just cracked the $1,000 mark
Damn right.
for Fabian.
We like that one.
I'd like to say thank you to David, Jenny, Sherry, and a couple anonymous donors that are at the top of the list. Thank you very much for you guys. I'm excited to see what we do later on.
Yeah, this is like Trader TV giving back,
we just
basically,
started,
right? We've been thankful enough to have this idea come from us from Fabian. So he's purposely been growing his hair this long to do something like this. So we want to say thank you for doing that. And then, of course, here at Trader TV, 28 inches there. Wow. There. Okay, yeah, get on that board. From the window to the wall right there. So 1,000 raised, scan that QR code. And again, Fabian's been doing that now for, I think you said it was 3 years or so?
4 years,
4 years. 4.1. I did the math.
4.1. You know you've been dealing with us now.
When he says
4.1
talking about, I love
that. So yeah, 4.1 years, guys. So, congratulations on growing that much hair, and thank you so much for donating it to the kids, because as we talked about before, kids cancer, anybody, it's obviously a huge problem, and it's just so sad. And I know cancer and all that kind of stuff has hit everybody. It's not just for that.
And you have no idea. That's actually close. That's close to our hearts.
Yeah, I think it's close to everybody's.
Well, I mean, everybody knows somebody affected.
That's what they say.
And obviously, you wish it wasn't true, but it is true. So thanks. Fabian, and we're gonna have some fun cutting that live.
Yeah, 100%.
Look,
that's the real motivation, so we can make some content out of it too. Have fun with it. And
this is gonna hurt like the show revenues and everything like that. But honestly, all your super chats, you just go to the hair. The link in the description.
Yeah.
Give the super chats there. Let us know whatever. We're gonna throw them up anyways. And then Fabian's gonna read your names every day. If we can, and thank you to all the donors and everything there. So thanks, Fabian. I mean, it's been such a nice thing to do, and that's only after 2 days.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we just dropped 2 days. Actually, it's 24 hours.
We're probably gonna have to move that target.
Okay, we're short SpaceX right now. Thanks, Fabian.
Thanks for the plug, guys.
That was awesome. Hey,
yeah, appreciate it.
Thanks for the plug. I mean, thanks for doing it. I care about the plug. I might need hair plugs. Okay, so just coming in right now, we do have SpaceX right now. It does make that move upside. My stop is already in. It's 155.25, so 50 cents or so. I'm gonna take out 20% if I can at 144.50 if it does come in there. But SpaceX on a move right here, and a little nervous, right? Because we've seen SpaceX do this before, and sometimes it doesn't stop. So whatever, I'm gonna take the shot there. We were long. I mean, we wrote down 141 today as our long, so we were $1 away from the lows today in SpaceX. Yesterday we nailed the low there, but there's SpaceX 150 long break, so that's not there today. Or the 141. I said be patient here as the pre-market. We started to head a little bit lower. So you could see that in the pre-market. We did start to do that. We were very patient. We waited for 140-150. That was worth $3 or $2 right there. And then it fell back in. So we almost got out of it all almost. And then it fell back in. Then we started to believe in our 141s until eventually it broke down and then bounced off 140 clean all the way to where we are right now. So we're going to take a little bit of a reversion trade here on SpaceX and see if it will come back down to the downside. And look, if this doesn't work, then I'm going to just continue to watch out for pullbacks once we start to break through the 25 period moving average. So we're going to give this one 50 cents here into the close. We're short on SpaceX.
Exactly, and a good one there. And well, we got a couple of super chats. I thought it was going to be a different one, but there's one before the one that we'll get to. And that's Nick Vendy. Ooh, oh, Canada, 279 Canadian. You took 743 and 45Q bear spread expiring tomorrow. I'd ask Joey Options what he happens to think about that. But he's the guy. We already, whoops.
Well, no, but that's expiring tomorrow, so we just have to look at these levels.
Yeah, shoot, what did I just do? I just had a level 2 go haywire on me over there. Okay, there we go. It's kind of weird. Yeah, all we can ever do is look at the levels. I think a lot of the talk has been, do we actually break out the highs? And I think that's the question, because it's a very clear breakout that's happened on the Qs, even with the slight pullback at the end of the day. Like, this is the consolidation after the break, and then there's the break. We're not thinking about resistance until we actually hit the high 30s. You look at all the strength late in the day today, even with software coming back. So it feels like there's momentum to at least make a test of the highs. Whether that happens tomorrow, I'd be skeptical. I don't think it's got that much room in it, to be honest with you. And then, of course, we're always one headline away. But I think we're going to get there. Just as a quick housekeeping, because you'll see I did get out. It's going to end up going lower, but I was targeting yesterday's low on Hertz. It just hit yesterday's low and continues to flush further. Hertz sucks. And remember, it's not.
We were short.
I know, but it continues to go down. Remember, this was a post-earnings squeeze on Hertz, and the consolidation support was actually at $2. So tomorrow should be looking for $2 for a potential bounce spot. And then Neely Zingle, thank you for the super chat. Have you heard of this? Have you heard of the SpaceX stocks? Nope, I have not. Seems like a nice little company. No, it is not. It sucks. That's why I own some shares.
I'm trying to figure out what this company is exactly.
Thank you. Another super chat. It's been 10 minutes. We haven't talked about SpaceX. Fine.
We already had that one.
And then apparently there's another one. Adam James Abroad. Sean, have you heard of Elon Musk SpaceX before? Sean, that one's directed at you.
What stock was it?
So have you heard of it?
I've heard of Elon Musk before. I think he's in something. Is it Tesla, or is there an R at the end of it?
What's Tesla?
Tesla? I'm not sure. I've heard the president talk.
That's such a weird.
What the hell is going on? What the hell is even that?
I don't get that
going on right now. USA. Yeah, go USA.
I don't get that.
For sure. Okay, another one from Adam James Abroad. Thank you so much. I'm going to guess this is SpaceX related, so let's go find out here. Do you wake up in sweats screaming SpaceX? No, so I don't really, I only own like $5,000 worth or something in my own account. Like, I don't own that much SpaceX. So to answer that question, no, but do we have fun trading on the show? I think you guys know the answer to that one. And I've already told you, I think net-wise, SpaceX is probably the single biggest winning stock if you just add up even over all the 25 years of trading for myself. So yeah, I like SpaceX. There's no doubt about that one. And it's only been around for 2 months, so you tell me. But there it is again. Look at this. There it goes. Spin the money back in SpaceX. Speak of the devil, Adam and Arthur. How's 40 cents? I mean, there it is, man. We just talked about. Uh-oh. Bang, right there. Let's go. This is why we talk about SpaceX, my friends, because look what we're doing on it. We're ringing the Reggie, Neil. I mean, we got questions about SpaceX when this stock was on the move up. What price did I say? Even Neil probably remembers. 144.75, and right there, that gets you into. So there we go, man. Boom goes the dynamite. Now SpaceX green on the day on SpaceX. So, you know, hurt me hard, and then all of a sudden, boom, shaka-laga-laga. So there goes SpaceX. We will get out of it now. I only have 25% left, so let's just cross up, get some out there at 90s, and there it goes to the downside. So this random stock here today, SpaceX, continues to be one. And look, man, we're putting on a show
Never
here,
heard
so
of it.
we do want to say thank you to everybody.
What was
but
that
hey,
stock again?
if you're, I think this is, what am I trading? Tesla? I don't know. But here it goes. There it is. Now it's $1.20 in the money. So thank you so much. I mean, we always talk about, you know, you talked about Jedi, Master, and all that kind of stuff. I mean, I really like SpaceX. And as you can see, there it is to the downside. So anytime a stock puts, you know, food on the table, yeah, I'm going to trade it. And there it goes, man. And like I said earlier, Adara this morning was like, hey, Sean, like, you know, how many dollar clubs are you going to have today? Well, there's 10 of them right here in CoreWeave. There's $1.30 right now in SpaceX. And then the TQs right now is also trying to pump to the downside. So what's up, Miss A? Uh-oh, I don't, is your mic on?
Mike. I think the battery's dead.
Oh, no. Too many to the windows, to the walls. Right there. But thank you, Adair. She was, we'll get her back when she comes back through to repair on that one. But there's now it's $1.50 in the money on this SpaceX, sorry, that's TQs, on this SpaceX short. So yeah, man, to the downside. So we just now have about 25% left. So yeah, it looks like Wagyu. Yeah, you're right, Jeffrey. It does look like Wagyu burgers there tonight.
Well, that was the question this morning, wasn't it?
Yeah. No, well, I was saying it that I was told to get something for dinner on the way home.
Oh, that's it. You're picking
the fact that, yeah, I'm going to take my son to the driving range.
You should let Grok decide.
The daughter's got, Grok's going to tell me Wagyu burgers anyways. But we'll do that there. But there it goes, man. Huge move right there at the end of the day. Thank you, everybody.
Most satisfying is the red to green, so we like it. We appreciate it. That's why you like that SpaceX. At the end of the day, everyone always asked about it. Oh, shoot, that's what I was going to do. Sorry. We have 5 minutes to the imbalances, so very quickly. Thankfully, nothing was too crazy, so we didn't really miss anything on the early looks. Just Uber is a 1.2 million sell. That's the only thing that stood out, just Uber. VICI, I should know something about that. Intel is an upweight again, so maybe expect some action there. Why I like Uber and why this is of interest? Well, Uber has caught a $2 bid off of the low, and is at the high with a sell imbalance, a 1.2 million sell imbalance. I'll try to keep it really simple. If that comes out as 1.2 or larger, then I'm going to try to get short with a stop at the high of the day. If it comes out as less than 1.2, then who cares? If it comes out smaller than what we're seeing, that's useless. If it comes out larger, that's good, and I would want to be short on UBER. So I don't think I take another trade until after the imbalances, and it's looking like Uber, although I'm going to also throw like, again, just for, you know, the usual. SpaceX every day, even though it didn't have an imbalance yesterday. And then I also feel like NVIDIA I want to have up there. And Intel, because Intel's supposed to be another upweight. So those are the ones I'm going to watch going into the close. UBER. Hey, you keep saying you want out of that Uber.
Yep.
I mean, on the day
today, no?
Well, it's up today.
Oh,
it was down.
okay.
It was yesterday. Yesterday it was down.
Yeah.
But it did get to that resistance. I mean, it tagged $79.
Okay.
Which is basically
Today?
no, yesterday. No, it's 2 days ago.
Yeah, I know.
And that's that recent high. So Uber's trying to give people that like an out. The problem is it just rejected the 200 period moving average. It's still a bad stock. But with 2 minutes to go, this is the one that's going to be on my mind. As long as it stays, and I want a bigger imbalance than a 1.2. There's been some really good reversion imbalance trades the last couple of weeks. You can snag those quick actions. But you just have to be fast on the keys.
Okay, I'm going to take a bid here at 40 on SpaceX here as it's starting to hopefully feel some kind of ways. So we did have 25%. We now have 20% left on SpaceX. I mean, VWAP would be pretty cool. This could also come as a sell in just, okay, let's go. I'm just going to take a 21. So right there we have 21, can you do something for me? Yeah, so we'll take a 21 right there. I don't know if you can tell, but we're on one again here today. So this just keeps on going and going and going and having a lot of fun every single day. Make sure you guys do hit the like and the subscribe, man. I mean, we'll provide the knowledge, hopefully the entertainment, and some decent trades. Neil had a good one there on Hertz. I want to make sure that everybody hits this like button like I just did right there. 377 likes. Andre, get ready to cut the stream. We need to get this up to at least 500. There go. Wow. Okay. SpaceX right now is collapsing all over its damn self. Wish we would have held the rest of this. But there goes SpaceX right into VWAP. So, hey, man, we've got it. We've got it good. And, you know, back into VWAP, like, let's go. That's a good trade there. $2 in on SpaceX there. So, yeah, man, timber as we go to the downside there on SPCX. So thank you, Elon and company. We like this stock. It's been a good one for us as we continue here on the day with Trader TV Live. So hit the like, hit the subscribe, man. I think we're doing some pretty good job showing you guys what's good around here. So, you know, again, thanks for all the love and the support here on the show as we continue to go. Now $2. We're going to wait for that imbalance though, right? That should be something pretty spicy here on SpaceX, I would think at this point.
Yeah, oh, the other thing we forgot to mention, Circle just continued to make another fresh high. That's the other name I want to watch. There's nothing stopping this stock, but it just made another top at 76. If it's even the smallest imbalance, I think that's also a punch short. So that and Uber with about, we got time, 30 seconds to go. There's plenty of time for sure. So those are the ones we're going to be watching. SpaceX yesterday was a flip trade for sure at 355.
Right.
I want to say it came out as 170,000 and then ended up like 600,000 or 700,000 the other direction. But it doesn't make a difference which direction it comes out. If the flip trade is a play, then 355 is going to be more important than 350 on that name. So we're going to have, I have another locator up, which if you see me look up, it's flat out going to be SpaceX, Uber, and I thought I just added, I thought I added Circle to it. I have 10 seconds. CRCL. Boom, I hit save, and
I just covered a little bit more here heading into this.
Yeah, going into the imbalances, we're gonna see right now, and I have Intel's the biggest at 1.5. That's a nothing burger. Obviously, you can see Uber did not come out over 1 million shares, so that's
I don't
nothing.
see SpaceX.
SpaceX, I have it 100 and, no, check that, 18,000 shares. Is that real? Yep, 18,000.
Okay, I'll buy a little bit. I'm taking a little bit out. Also, the
18,000.
TQs, man, the NASDAQ. Let's go on the NASDAQ. You know, yeah. I mean, there that goes, man. We were short this, boom. Like everything is really turning up right now. So couldn't be happier with today's trading. And there goes the TQs, honestly, to the downside. SpaceX has been a great one. And then what about CoreWeave, man? CoreWeave right now is $10 in right now on CoreWeave, like 10 exactly. 10.01 right now. Let's just bid this out right here at 98 if we can get it. Flash down, flash. There it is. Yes, sir. So that's a good one, man. A $10 winner there on CoreWeave. See, I could trade things other than SpaceX, right? We're on the futures right now. We've got CoreWeave right there. We've got SPCX, that's green. We've got our boy IREN, that's kicking it out right now as well. So that's been a really good trade there today, IREN. And IREN's actually my #1 P&L name. And I was just scalping like this. Felt pretty good about those levels. So IREN out a little bit there as well. TQ's just flashed again into 77. So that's definitely working. Small little sell side there. And then just to tell you guys, we're getting lighter and lighter on SpaceX. We only had 20% or 15% last. We're going to bid out right here again at 10s. We get filled there, and there it goes, man. Decent day so far today. I hope everyone's having a great one. That's just that's not a super chat, but yeah, that's it for me right now.
That's all the market was?
Got Uber 76.
Yeah,
wish that was.
I know it's not at 79, unfortunately. Sorry, I can't make Uber go up. I still have shares that's piece of garbage, anyways, as well. Faith. LM. I'll be standing tall with that crystal ball. Yes, y'all, for sure. We also have a magic 8 ball, but we can't ask it any questions.
Yeah, it's broken.
For the record, high of the day is going to be the out on Uber. It is shrinking as a sell imbalance, so we want to make a scalp back into this low. So it's about 75.6 now at the bottom, and we're going to go to Sia for a crypto update. Remember, Circle has been going ham all afternoon. No stopping that thing.
Let's take a look at what is going on in the crypto markets here. So as of this afternoon, Tether had announced the completion of what it says is the largest inaugural financial audit in history. So Tether had said in a press release as of today that KPMG had issued an unqualified audit opinion of Tether's financial statements, which means that in KPMG's opinion, the financial statements are presented fairly and in all material respects in the financial position of the company as of the 31st of December 2025, and the results of its operations and cash flows for the year had ended in accordance with the U.S. generally accepted accounting principles. So this was what was mentioned in the press release that I just went through. We're also going to take a look, like we always do, at BTC and Ethereum as well as Solana levels. BTC currently down 0.12% on the day, while relatively technically flat. It's trading around $63,300 region. You have Ethereum that is up 0.40%. That's trading around $1,885 right now. And finally, Solana, that is the winner amongst all the three, up 0.67% at the moment, trading around the $76 region.
All right, nice move there. Thanks. Yeah, Solana, we talked about some of that with Circle and all that kind of stuff, that we've really been seeing some nice moves to the downside. And we just got $2.50 right now. So it's like, it's not, I don't know, man. Like what that, it just cracked below 142 right there. Did I get that, Phil? No, I did not. So let's put another bid there. It's trying to go hard right now. I don't know what this wants to do, but I'm really happy with so far. I'll put another bid there. There, we could get a 42 there on that. So yeah, so far, you know, pretty happy with the performance there on SpaceX to end the day. There it goes. What in the, okay, man. Wow. Now that's $3 now as we continue to go. What's up, Ozan? Yeah, we are starting to go lower, 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 lower now in SpaceX. And this is the kind of moves that this stock gives you guys if you're right. And yeah, today we're right. So thank you, SpaceX, man. We love you long time. That is for sure, man. Bring this day right back to where we need it to be, man. Keeping the streak intact. That's now going to be whatever every day. I'm knocking on wood. That means tomorrow will be red. Every day.
Don't.
Oh, this is a jinx. Every day green so far this month. So it's been a good one, and we'll see if we can continue that tomorrow for sure. But who knows? It's been a fun one, needless to say.
Yeah, oh, shoot, 55 just hit.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. SpaceX going down even lower right now.
All right. Well, I said it was a scalp until 55, and I'm like, oh, I completely forgot. And then 55 hit. I didn't even see Uber. I'm going to assume it flipped. It's still a sell. Nah, I'm not going to punch back in. It ends up staying a sell imbalance. I'm looking up here. Uber is still 25. 250,000 to the sell side, but it is what it is. If that's all it wants to move going into 55, that was going to be the play regardless. Should have taken Circle as well, but it didn't have an imbalance. I didn't like that high as much, but that's also pullback. Remember how big a deal this move up was on Circle relative to all of the other crypto names. It feels like, let me just double check BMNR, because I do want to make sure that BMNR, my good friend, yeah, that also broke the high, so it was the right decision to get out of that. Do not forget, Steve liked them, and they moved. Yeah, I don't know what happened. Like AMAT, for whatever reason, just crapped all over itself to the tune of $20.
Oh,
going into the close.
look at the market.
That's a nice stock, but no, they dumped this on AMAT going into the close. So great name. Probably really good numbers, but somebody seems like they're a little bit nervous with AMAT.
Somebody's going to get hurt real bad.
Or somebody just said, we got to ring the register before these guys print. That's
yeah, we have to get...
AMAT doesn't move like this at the close usually, not this stock.
That's one of Joe's names. He likes AMAT.
I liked it.
Yeah, nothing.
I prefer Lamb, but they're both good companies. And Steve likes them too.
Yeah, Steve. Yeah, I mean, everybody. A lot of
it.
people like these. Like G Vernova was a good question that you asked them there about G Vernova. So, quick little look on that stock if you guys are interested, of course. But yeah, okay. So we just got some more out on the TQs as we got to wrap this day up, man. SpaceX just now 350 and trying to go lower. I'm bidding right now 141.30s. That's been the low. Why do we even care about that? There we go. We'll get another one. And just thank you to all the love in the chat, right? Like, I mean, this whole GOAT talk. First of all, this is the GOAT right there. We got to say a big shout out to Brendan. And we do want to say thank you to everybody for watching and for just coming back every single day, right? We said we would have a look here. What you could do to repay us all is just hit this like button. So that was 377. Oh, there we go. We just got that fill on SpaceX. So that was a good one. 510, still not enough. But anyways, thank you so much for all of the nice words in the chat and there by hitting that like button. And there it is. We just get 50s. So now we'll wait to see if there's a little bit more downside as the market is really, including SpaceX, coming way in right there. And this play was not just a little bit of instincts, a little bit of technical analysis, a little bit of watching the plays, and then just taking a shot, right? Because it did go, I was too bad because I was waiting at 145 to get more, but still a nice move into the back end of this trade for SpaceX. There's a reason why it's on the note every single day and why it's a favorite of the show. So thank you to everybody, Adam, James Abroad, and all of you guys. That was a lot of fun. Arthur and everybody there, like, why are we not talking about SpaceX? Then SpaceX comes out here, and now it's one of the top P&L names for the show and really just got into it right now, right? And so that's part of it. Neil and I talk about it all the time. It's opportunities. Like IREN, I wasn't thinking about IREN until it came through, and all of a sudden it was my #1 stock there on the day. And it's just like, okay, CoreWeave, we screwed up early, got it back late on the downside there. And the TQs was a pretty good all day. Just ask people, are you guys shorting the market up here with us? And remember, we did get stopped out a little bit and was only able to hold something back into the downside. All right, just less than a minute left right now. Where will SpaceX print? I guess we'll soon find out. 140s maybe? I'm going to put a bid down there. That was 140.75. Let's put a bid down there and see if we get it. 140, let's go to 140.90s. See if we get a little bit of a low take there on SpaceX.
Yeah, 1 minute to go until that close. Remember, AMAT is, I believe, after the bell shortly,
Yeah,
but we'll see. I actually don't know the time for AMAT, so if it prints at 4 o'clock, we'll let you guys know. If it prints at 4:05, we may or may not be still around here. Not much to see on that imbalances. Everything's pretty much paired off. For you, SpaceX is still a sell imbalance.
Is it?
For what it's worth. It's not very big, but SpaceX is a sell imbalance with about 30 seconds to go. So it should at least try to print the bid.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Although it's NASDAQ, yes, you can't put it into the auction right now. But this one we're going to watch for sure. Obviously, AMAT's going to be a big deal. And then some stock you may have heard of. Oh, maybe you haven't heard of SpaceX, I do think. We got the closing bell, our fake bell, which looks a lot like the real one over Sean's head as we ring it in 3, 2, and 1. And now the casino is closed. You know what? It doesn't necessarily feel like a 1% update in the NASDAQ, but it is 1.15%. Like, it was a very strong day for the market, despite a lot of bleeding that happened at the end of the day. It was actually a very good update overall. ES, I don't know, 0.7%, but this was all chips. AMAT is moving higher. I haven't heard anything, but AMAT is actually moving in here. It just bounced about $15 off the lows. So maybe someone is fat fingering because I don't think the numbers are actually out. It could be out, but I haven't heard or seen the numbers there from Adara, but we'll keep tracking it. It dropped more than this going into the close. We'd have to break 550 to get to where this was, but like 40 minutes ago on AMAT. So I like the company, but they got taken to the woodshed late in the day. Let's see if they do hold up. If we get them in the next couple of seconds, I'm kind of hoping we'll hear the numbers so we can let you guys know, but looks like someone just got a bit early.
IREN to release full year 26 results August 27th. I just saw it come through. I don't know. Nothing to do with anything, but there goes IREN back up to the upside at 3% day. Look, man, I mean, what a ride there at the end of the day, that $3 right there. CoreWeave was a good one. We got out at 106. That was literally the low. We have the high and the low there.
It's out now, and
right,
they're dumping it. They just dumped it to 500 even. This went up to 545, now to 500. Adara.
25% year-over-year growth in revenue to $9.12 billion. I was seeing estimates of $9 billion. That does look like a beat. GAAP gross margin 50.3%, non-GAAP gross margin 50.4%. Okay, GAAP EPS $3.17. You've got non-GAAP EPS $3.50. I was seeing estimates of $3.38. So yeah, it looks like again that we're showing this as a double beat. So adjusted EPS, as we mentioned, the non-GAAP EPS $3.50 versus estimates of $3.40. Sales $9.12 billion versus $8.9 billion expected. Either way, you've got a beat here, guys. Double beat for AMAT.
All right.
Well, it looks like the early money going into the close obviously knew something and how the reaction was going to be, because it's still heading lower, unfortunately, for AMAT shareholders. So if you really like it, I guess there's a little bit of a dip. My guess is Lamb's probably falling on Sympathy with this. 6%, I guess it's not that bad.
Yeah, I'll check it out tomorrow. $514 name. A big shout out to Ramin. Thank you for the falafel. That was tasty.
That was
I see Obi over there. What's up, Obi? Shout out to Andre as well, Fabian. I mean, thank you for continuing. Can we get a shot on that board? We still had $1,000 there. Thank you to everybody for that. If you do want to donate, there. Oh, we just got
we got
$1,300 there. That was nice. So $1,300 right now. Fabian excited in the background. I hear that back. So thank you so much. If you just had a big winner there on SpaceX, man, hey, give some back right there. So thank you to Fabian for organizing that one. Brendo, thank you, Ramin, Tiffany, everybody. Sia today, Adara, Sharif, and some guy named Joe. Thank you to those guys as well. We're back tomorrow, man. Same bat time, same bat channel. And I'll give someone $5 if they can guess what name may or may not be on my sticky note. So, okay, no baseball
Palantir?
Maybe.
No, we practiced yesterday. We're practicing again on we have our last playoff game and then the semifinals, finals on Monday. So we're practicing Sunday night. We're just gonna commandeer a diamond.
Yeah,
we don't even have a diamond. It's like
yeah.
whatever. We're just
Yeah, and unfortunately for us, we're not allowed to do that because we can't put the kids on non-permitted diamonds because someone gets hurt.
We emailed the league and actually asked them, expecting them to say no, and they go, if it's open, just go for it.
That's pretty irresponsible. Okay, but yeah,
they don't
good,
usually
man.
do that. But
Yeah,
we know the guy.
Definitely, that's a definite no for us. But okay, guys, everyone, thank you so much for joining me and Neil and I back tomorrow at 8 a.m. Sleep well. See you Friday.
Peace. Oh yeah, Friday.